Live.
Are we though?
Yes. Yes, we're live. Indeed, we are.
Do a quick set up
Mhm.
because I gotta make sure I can see comments.
What's going on, everyone? First BCGs of the year. We are back. Where is my second screen? Oh, here we go.
You broke it.
I did no such thing. I just couldn't find it. You know how difficult it was setting up this morning because I'm not in routine?
You're out of practice.
Fabo.
What up, Greg?
Completely out of practice.
What up, Sean?
I sat here and I was like, what does this button do?
Bruh. muscle memory.
Oh yeah, once I started
is good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that there's ring rust.
No, listen,
there will
muscle
be ring
memory
rust.
is detrimental.
Yeah.
Because I be relying on shit.
Yeah.
I don't even attempt to commit certain things to memory because it's like I'll pick it back up when I do it.
Bro, it's literally that. It's that with everything with me. Like if I don't do it for a while, like yeah, it's still in there, but now it's a little So if I go to throw somebody to the ropes and they come back, I'm hitting them with the clothesline with the wrong arm. I'm saying like it's a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the right spot when the guy does the moonsault off the top of the turn.
You about to kill somebody.
Yeah.
You about to kill somebody.
Shit don't be right.
Terrible. Means you get your shit together, my guy.
I'm just saying. Still, give me a moment.
Why are you
so we hope that everybody had a good holiday.
Absolutely.
So, you know, if at all possible, and
yeah,
and you know,
hopefully you've been doing something productive with your time.
Yes.
Whether that's actually outwardly productive or inwardly productive.
I would prefer them to do inward productive.
I'm just saying. Whenever, you know. Hopefully they've been making some type of progress towards whatever goal they want to have.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what you got going on outside of yourself, if you don't work on yourself, none of that other shit.
None of that
other shit's gonna work.
Gotta have your shit together. Can't help other people if you are not okay.
Right. So let's get this going to the first of the year. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstones the Dead Man. And we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed.
Yeah.
We are here.
We are. We made it.
For a couple of reasons.
I mean, okay. All right.
Chew bubble gum.
Okay.
Kick ass.
Oh, and we're out of bubble gum.
We're all out of bubble.
Okay, got you.
We're all out of bubble gum.
Got you. Oh gosh. So, as we tend to do for these first episodes of the year, there's no actual topic. It's just recap, catch up, and look forward.
Yes.
So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to start?
I can start.
Okay.
See, it's real weird, right? Because usually around that time of year, there is a bunch of little things that we
definitely predictions, Gray. Definitely some predictions.
Absolutely predictions. That's happening. But yeah, there's typically a lot of little things that my family does around that time of year. None of those things happened this year. No, I did not go into town. I did, of course, call my mom and all of that good stuff, but I talk to her all the time anyway. As far as we would usually do, instead of just the Christmas thing, we'd also do the winter solstice thing and the Kwanzaa thing. So that thing kind of got done, but it's not the same. I spent most of that time off working, actually. Me and Gray were putting together the slide deck presentation for the Imaginary platform. I worked on writing for comic books and also creating a bunch of content for our Patreon that would eventually be funneled into the YouTube channel and all of that. Also wasn't in the best of I wasn't feeling the greatest around that time because most of you that followed me on social media when it took place, my grandmother was killed around that time. So I always feel a certain way around there. This is my father's mother, and she was very instrumental. Her and my grandfather was very instrumental in us being able to even have Christmases when my mom wasn't doing so well, right? Like they used to go above and beyond. So the fact that she was killed around that time of year, it does fuck with me emotionally, right? But but also, I've had some physical shit going on, right? And that shit fucking sucks. So, of course, I went to the doctors and did all of that shit, and I gotta actually go back again next week. Yeah, I gotta go back again next week to do some more tests or whatever. But it's the same test that I've taken time and time again, that they never really find anything, wrong. But clearly some things are wrong. Like my EKG is abnormal. But it's been abnormal now for the last couple of years, right? And they can't find anything else or whatever. So either I'm a mutant.
Well, no, clearly.
An alien.
Not either. Clearly. That's the answer. Something's different.
You know what I'm saying? Like something's going on with that. But because of that, whatever that is, it exhausts me. I just physically fucked up, right? During that time. So it's not like I got a chance to actually enjoy anything. So I worked on things because that's my lighthouse right now, right? That's the guidance right there. Get this done, get that done, fix this, fix that. That's where my mind is now. And so since I didn't go into town, I did get reports. I did get reports. Mom went over to my sister's house. I'm telling you what my mom told me. She said she ain't never cooking Thanksgiving or Christmas thing ever.
Hey.
And she shouldn't have to. She shouldn't have to, because she did it all them years. To be able to sit back and let other people do that, because that's a lot. Well, you cook.
Nigga.
That's a huge task, right? And my mom is in her 80s. So fuck that. Let somebody else do that shit, right? The other thing is, like, as far as the work is concerned, it made me realize a couple of things during that break, the time off. I tend to get very flustered with all the things that I have to do. So I'm jumping on this, that, another. I need to get better organized in 2026.
Nigga.
That's what a lot of that taught me, bro.
I've
I
started.
need to get better organized.
That's why I started using Obsidian.
Right. Like, because in reality, it's not that I'm not productive. Yeah, I am, but I'm productive in spite of myself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. I absolutely know what you're saying.
And the real question is, how long can that continue?
Ever. Honestly. To be honest. Ever. However, making ever last longer.
Yeah. I can't. I gotta do better with that. Also, my kid went out of town. She went out the country. She went to the Bahamas for the holidays. And I'm glad for her. She got to go someplace warm and all of that. But she went on a cruise with her mom. Now, it does suck for me because I like having her here, especially around that time. But at least she got to do that. However, the cruise shit, I ain't really with it. I'm not with it. Listen, that those ships to me are just petri dish on the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, like, I know a lot of people go on these cruises and they have a good time and they do what they do and all of that. It's just not my gig, man. It's not. And the more, my daughter told me about her trip and everything, and you realize, I've been making the right decision with that for years. Now, it's not that I haven't been on a cruise before.
It's big water.
It's big water, big. Look, Chrissy, it's big water. But look, I've been on a cruise. I've been on a cruise before, but it was a short one, right?
Matters none. Big water will always be your main nemesis.
But big water is not. Big water is undefeated, man.
Big water is, yes, undefeated. However, it's not your enemy,
bro. So you say. Let me hear it from it.
No, big water is absolutely undefeated, but it is not your enemy.
Listen, that's a lot of water, sir.
I mean, yes. Yes, absolutely.
See the water in here I can manage.
Okay.
Look at that.
Right. Can you?
Watch this.
I don't trust it.
Look.
No, you did that too quick.
I'm just saying, right. Quick. Knocking it down. Listen, so much so, I got 2 of them, right? Just waiting, right? But being on a boat with all of that water right there, I'm still even probably good with that because these boats are fucking huge. It's like cities on the damn ocean, right? I just don't like being crammed inside them things with all these people, knowing it's a petri dish.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting. No, absolutely not. And according to some of the stuff, my daughter told me about her trip. Yeah, I made a good choice. Made a good choice with that, right? So I don't think that I'll ever be actually getting on a cruise ever.
I don't blame you.
McKenna says, yeah, cruise ships are absolutely petri dishes.
Absolutely.
Almost every patient of ours that goes on a cruise gets sick. And honestly, COVID is the better of the options when the stomach bug goes around cruises. Listen. Give you a prime example of it. When COVID was at its epidemic levels,
mm-hmm.
my mother-in-law went on a cruise. Now that whole time though, we were good.
Mm-hmm.
When they opened the cruise stuff back up and all of that, that's when my mother-in-law went. She got sick. She got COVID there.
Mm-hmm.
She got COVID there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no other place.
No.
There. Yeah, I'm good on that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, I see pictures, of what it look like and the stuff that they be doing. It's fine. I've watched videos, and it's fine. It looks fun, but I already know that if I had some special filtered glasses where I could see the germs, that shit with like a green haze all throughout the inside of them damn ships. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Look, I don't go to the doctors anymore without a face mask on.
Yeah.
Because,
shit, I walk around with my face mask.
bruh, the sickest I have ever gotten was as a result of going into a patient first.
Mm.
And then a week after that, it hit me like, oh. I said, how? I'm not around a lot of people. How? When I went in that damn patient first, because of course, that's where sick people are. All right? Like, what the fuck? Fabo says, don't we all? Organization is the key word for 2026. It really is. It really is. And that's the other thing that I've been working on. Just getting better organized. I have files, storage on my computer that is ridiculous, even for the most I don't know, the most organized person is gonna have issue trying to organize my shit. Like this shit is absurd, bro. It is absolutely absurd. I'm talking videos, documents, images, music, you name it, anything you can think of. We're talking 12 terabytes of unorganized mess that spans back years. I got files that go back years. And I got to go through it. I'm pretty sure I got redundant files, all of that stuff. So I was doing a lot of that during the break, just getting rid of shit that I don't need. I don't need that. And I did manage to, clear up. One of my big complaints last year was I keep running out of space on my computer. I managed to find a bunch of space because I wound up getting rid of shit that I didn't need and I was holding on for no reason. It's ridiculous. McKenna says one of our patients went on a cruise with her husband and got sick. Went to the cruise's nurse and tested positive for COVID. The cruise literally locked them in their cabin. Nightmare. See, I've heard of this before. I've heard of that before.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's ass. It's ass. Yeah. But this past week, I saw a lot of shit that was really irritating me, right? One, the landlord. All right, this is a new year. This is a new year. What I would like for him to do is whatever it is he has planned for this house, we need to know in advance because we're leaving the surprise visits back in 2025. We can't keep doing that. We can't. So he's been out of the country, but I think he just came back a few days ago. He went to India. Mm-hmm. Been trying to get in contact with him. Sent him text messages, all of that shit. He has yet to respond. Mm-hmm. And some of those text messages, I told him, I said, this is not an emergency, because it's not. But we need to have a conversation. And I don't want to do it just through text. Right. So either you call me or you come over and we'll have this conversation. We cannot keep doing that shit. It is the most annoying thing, especially not now, to get up, hear some noise out back, and go out there and there's people out there who you don't know doing whatever. No. You got to let us know when people are coming over here. As far as I'm concerned, that's just common decency. You got to let us know when you got people come over here. Don't have nobody knocking on my motherfucking door talking about, oh yeah, we came here to fix the such and such. We didn't know nothing about that. Who's you? Who sent you? Mm. Who sent you?
Thanks.
Right? We can't do that in 2026. We can't. Also, when either me, my mother-in-law, or my wife calls because there's a problem, I expect to be contacted back in less than 12 hours.
That's reasonable.
That's all I'm saying.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. Like all that. I understand you was out of town and all that, so I'm not holding that part against you because if you ain't here, you ain't here, right? But going forward in 2026, that cannot be allowed.
Yeah.
It just can't be, right? Because while we don't own this house, we got a lease.
No, not wow, because you don't own this house.
Right. That's a good point. That's a good point. Like, nah, you gonna have to be responsive to the things that a lease is a contract. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
We got all these funny words for these different things when they all the same thing. It's a contract.
Yeah, you wouldn't want me to do what I would potentially do to fix the problem.
Right.
So you come fix the problem.
Yes. And you spend the money. You know why you spend the money to do it? You spend the money to do it because we're paying you every month on time, never late.
Yep. Well, no. Even if you were late.
Oh, absolutely. But I gotta pile on.
I've learned that shit in my many years working for the industry.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Even if you were late, even if you haven't paid rent in like 2 months, yes, they still have a duty to come make sure your shit is
Bring
good.
your ass. He should be super incentivized. Listen, when we lived in Laurel, and we left. We told our landlord Peter that we was leaving. He asked, "Is there anything I can do that keep y'all staying?" You know why? Because it's hard as shit to find tenants that always pay their shit on time. Don't destroy your property. What? And I know you know.
Oh.
I know you know.
Bruh.
It's hard as shit to do that. And particularly in this area, because I live in the College Park area, a little ways up from the actual campus. Most of these houses up here, well, a lot of these houses up here were being used by college students.
Yeah.
And they're kids. And you know how that go. You know how that go. Right? You know how that go. They tend to, so for some of these people, this is their first time on their own somewhere. They're going to want to party or do other shit.
Party and bullshit and
party.
It's just that simple.
Yeah. Or just they've been sheltered, so they don't know how to do some things themselves. And they try to do something and break something, or make it worse than what it was. So a lot of the landlords around here really value the fact that it's like families coming into these houses because they're used to having college students fucking their shit up, right? That ain't us. We don't be doing a whole bunch of breaking shit around here. That's not what we do. If anything, the house breaks on us. It's certain shit that is like, yo, why y'all didn't repair it? Why y'all ain't keep this up? You know the reason this broke down because you didn't. Well, how come you did? That's usually how that goes. And of course, the landlord being cheap and not wanting to, spend a whole lot of money to actually fix the problem, so he patches it up for the cheap. And then eventually, as all patch jobs go, it fucks up. And then we jammed up. And then we calling you like, yo, we don't got no heat. Yo, the water's ass. Yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, then we calling you. And rather than have you deal with that, just take care of the goddamn problem to begin with and spend the money, because I guarantee you're going to end up spending more money just patching it, because that shit adds up. And then when something isn't, depending on what it is, if something isn't actually fixed, if the source of the problem isn't fixed, it damages other shit. Like the pipes. We had that whole issue with the pipes. We still kind of have an issue with the pipes. We still haven't figured out what the fuck's going on with that, because the sink upstairs, every so often it gets stopped up. And you bring a plumber over, And yo, man, Toomey's such a nice person. 5.56 rounds going out.
Hey.
listen. Like, I'm just saying, when you don't fix one thing, something else can get broken as a result of that.
Inevitably.
Yeah, like leaky pipes are a problem, but then depending on where the pipes are, they ruin the ceiling or the roof or the wall or whatever from water damage. Like one thing will lead to another if you don't fix the actual problem. We leaving all of that back in 2025. Fuck that. It's a lot of shit we leaving back in 2025. Whole lot of shit. That chief among them, though. All right. The other thing I noticed that over the course of the time we was off is as much as I try, I still don't manage to drink enough water. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going, bro. Like, so what I started doing is setting an alarm for myself, like, to remind me, hey, go drink some water. Go drink some water. So a lot of times I'm walking around actually dehydrated, but for whatever reason I have a delay. My body has a delay on when it starts to affect me. Like, how come that's right. I haven't drunk water literally a whole day would go by, and I hadn't drunk any water. Leaving that in 2025 as well. Fuck that. Certain things you just gotta do better. Then when I go to the doctor, so the one thing it's always interesting when I go to this place. I went to the cardiologist. Always interesting when I go down there because depending on what day I choose as an appointment, it could be packed as a motherfucker or hardly anybody in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it just so happened that this time when I went down there, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was super packed, but it was enough people in there where I had to wait a little while before, they pulled me in the back. So I got in the back. I stood on the scale. Now I have not weighed myself in probably a little over a month and a half, 2 months. I said this might be ugly. So I stood on the scale, and actually it wasn't. Like I was expecting. Typically, when I'm not on my shit and I haven't been hiking as much as usual or whatever, I step on the scale after a long period of time, I'm like about 250, 253.
Mm-hmm.
This time when I stepped on the scale, I was like 246. So I actually wasn't mad at that, to be honest with you. I wasn't mad at that because I was expecting to say, oh, shit, here we go. That said on it, it was 246. I'm like, I ain't really mad at that. I mean, I still could lose some, right? Obviously. But I thought I was going to be a lot heavier than that. So then I get into the doctor's office. They take the blood pressure thing. It's the other thing. So I know all you guys have probably heard of lab coat syndrome, where people's blood pressure,
yes,
for whatever reason, tends to get high when they're in the doctor's office, but it was fine when they checked it before. I'll be experiencing that.
Yeah, it's a common thing.
It's common, right? That's common, right? So this time I said, nah, I'll be slick about it. Took my blood pressure before I left, and then took a picture of it. Like, bam. It was 124 over 124.
I'm about to say, sir. It was not. I promise you it wasn't. No way. You wouldn't have been able to take it.
It was 124 over 80.
Okay.
Right? Which was pretty damn good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, bet. I go in there and I got it ready to show. Like, I know when this shit shows 160 over 5 billion or some shit, they're gonna be like, "Damn, you taking medicine?" Listen,
yes, nigga. The fuck you think? I came to this appointment. Why do you think I would not have taken my medicine?
Right. Yo, she took it.
You just don't.
It was
understand
the exact
that I
same.
had issues of blood pressure. Like, what is happening?
Right, but listen, it was the exact same though. It was the exact same. So that was a good look. And then I started telling her about some of the other symptoms I was having, and she was like, okay. So she looked at my my chart, and She looked back at me, looked at the chart. It's like, this says that you're 56. I said, yeah. She's like, you don't look 56 to me. Yeah, I don't think. I was like, well, I feel 56. In fact, some days I feel 66. So I don't.
Not helpful. Not helpful.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, we went and did all the other little BS tests and the EKG shit. That's when she realized it was abnormal. But then she looked at my past EKGs that they took. It's, even though it's abnormal, it's the norm for me. At least the last couple of years, it's the norm for me. I told her about my sleep apnea. I said, I think that's something that needs to be addressed. And I haven't really been on it like I'm supposed to be. But sleep apnea can absolutely cause you to have blood pressure issues and heart problems and all that shit. It's a bit more than, oh, I snore. It's more than that. And literally, they had a chart on the wall. And every fucking symptom on that wall for that shit, I got every single one, right? Some of them I don't get as often because of my positioning when I sleep, right? You know, the whole thing with your throat closing, that little thing that closing, you wake up gasping. I don't get that because of the position that I sleep in. I don't sleep on my back. So that doesn't happen to me as much. Mm-hmm. But all that other shit on there, absolutely, I got. So that's the other thing that I gotta work with, and I haven't looked into it yet to see what the type of thing they're gonna give me to have to sleep with. But I've seen the old ones in their ass. The old ones, I don't know how anybody was able to sleep in with those shits. I really don't, because that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Look at some of these comments. Oh, Kenna said, I was about to say to him, you truly are a dead man. She said, you can't believe the things people do. We just had to send someone to the hospital for 180 over 100 blood pressure on Wednesday. We gave her a hypertension med last visit. Not take, yo. Mm-hmm. Listen, we gotta say, just as a public service announcement, I understand that Big Pharma is trash. I understand that the healthcare system in the United States is absolutely garbage. And I understand people have a distrust of pharmaceuticals and shit like that. I get it. However, if your doctor said to you, hey, look, man, your blood pressure is high as fucking, here are all the things that can happen as a result of that if you allow that shit to persist without you treating it or anything. You need to listen to that guy or girl. Mm-hmm. You need to listen, because there are a lot of people who walk around here with that, like McKenna said, was at 180 over 100 blood pressure. There's literally walking around with it. You are ticking time bombs. Ticking time bombs. One of my uncles, Uncle Edward, it's a young man, relatively young man, when he died. Number one, that was running around here with this high-ass blood pressure. He went to work, was on his way home, on a bus stop, bam, gone. And this was, of course, years ago when a lot of people wasn't really, especially a lot of men, it wasn't this big push to tell men, hey, you need to go to the doctors every so often and get checked out, right? So these are ticking time bombs, running around here, not realizing, I feel fine though. All right. All right. That's just doing damage to your heart, damage to your arteries. You're going to either have a fucking stroke or a heart attack. Chrissy says, yes, I found out so many things I've dealt with is because I had untreated high blood. That's it. Handle your business. Even your eyes. Yep. On a sad note, something else that happened over our break. My sister sends me a message, and she says, she sent me, actually, it was like those, it's not an obituary, but it's when a funeral was about to take place, somebody just passed, and they telling you about the funeral and all of that. Mm-hmm. And it was a friend of mine that I ain't seen in years, Darren Anderson. So let me first give my condolences to his family and all of that. I hadn't seen Darren in years, but the moment my sister sent me that message, I instantly was flooded with all the memories of high school. I was walking through the hallway being ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was actually one of the more mature friends that I had at the time, right? He actually was one of the more mature friends, like, because he was about that action, but he wasn't about unnecessary action.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I remember one of the times we was walking through the hallway, and it was a little bit crowded coming through there, and him and this other dude bumped into each other. And Darren turned around, I was like, damn, nigga. You know, it's a reaction. The first reaction. Dude turned around, was like, oh, you bumped into me.
Mm-hmm.
This could have went
left.
This could have went super left. I saw Darren do what I so rarely see a lot of my old friends do. He was like, you know what? Yeah, you right. Here we go. That's why I say he was probably one of my most mature friends doing high school. Because he was about that action, but he wasn't about stupid action. He wasn't just for the sake of that. He was definitely a cool dude. His cousin, Katrina, was my sister's best friend throughout most of her childhood and shit. And I'm gonna miss him. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I had like reached out to him previously, right? But you always think you got enough time, but nah, nigga, we get old. And when that picture in that they had a picture of him in that picture that my sister sent. He still looked like himself, just with a graying beard and shit. He still looked like himself. Didn't look like he was unhealthy or none of that. And from what they tell me, that was a recent picture. So you don't know. You really don't know it unless you actually are going to get checked, right? What could happen to you?
Mm-hmm.
So go to the doctors, please. Like, go at least 3 times a year. I would say 3 times a year. And if they prescribe you any medication, take the shit. Yeah. Now, that doesn't mean not to question it.
Right.
That doesn't mean not to question, all right, what's the side effects of this? What are no, you're supposed to do all of that shit.
Absolutely.
Because you have to be a steward of your health too. It's not just the doctor, right? So you go and if this stuff is starting to make you feel kind of weird, say something.
Mm-hmm.
Say something, because sometimes, like, they're still trying to figure out the proper dosage to give you.
Not just dosage. There are 25 different medications that might apply to your particular condition.
True.
And all of them are different, because if they weren't, they would just be one medicine. So all of them have different potential side effects, different potential efficacy, different potential, and that depends on each individual person and whatever. Yep. So yeah.
And also, like, even ethnic group.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are certain blood pressure pills or blood pressure treatments that don't work as effectively for Black people they do for everybody else. I had an Asian doctor tell me this before, and she said typically with Black folks and certain groups of Asians, certain pills don't work as well. Certain treatments don't work as well for them. And they got to know. They got to know. So you got to know. Like, fuck out of here. Ryan said, speaking to me. Ryan, listen, bro, if you need to go and get a checkup, go get checked out. Even if you feel good, go get checked out. Mm-hmm. You don't know what the fuck's going on. I had another friend of mine over this right before the break. He got diagnosed with cancer. Like, go get your ass checked out.
Mm-hmm.
McKenna says, if you feel like you're having side effects from a medication, always reach out to your doctor
immediately.
And always do the blood. As that's it, the blood work. Mm-hmm. When they tell you some common blood pressure meds can affect your kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sodium. So you got to do blood work 2 weeks after starting the med. If it does, we can always switch the medication. There are like you just said, there are dozens of options for most common issues, right? One of my closest friends, He had a allergic reaction to the blood pressure medicine he was taking, and his throat started closing up.
Mm-hmm.
He almost died. So, it's like McKenna said, go do your goddamn blood work when they tell you to, because it's real important. But other than that, the other thing I was doing this week was getting together my presentation for the big meeting that we got coming up. I think it's on the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been doing that, and I've gone back and forth. So I've been going back and forth with my presentation, tightening up stuff, adding things, taking things out, that sort of thing. Actually can't wait for that meeting because I feel like I just saw something today Graydon shared on Discord with us for a potential client, and it's a fairly nice sized client for the Majesty platform. Right? These people doing their thing. I ain't gonna hold you. They're doing their thing. So that's all good news. So I can't really wait to the meeting so we can hash all the stuff out that we're supposed to do for this year. Our expectations, things we want to do better, all of that. I'm with that. But yeah, that was my how many weeks we was gone?
3 or so.
3 weeks, right? It's like three weeks or so, right? Yeah, that was my 3 weeks.
Let me look. 3 or 4, one of the two. I don't remember. Let's just say 4. All right.
Yo, Pity said, so is that why I have reactions to some meds because I have freckles?
Yikes.
I don't think that's how that works.
I mean,
I don't think that's how that works.
Things work ways.
I mean, they do, just maybe not that way. Fabo said it's called a double shot of tequila too. There you go. Fab's is bugging.
So I don't know where to start. Well, since you, nigga, I mean, you know, it's a new year. You mentioned traditions and the holiday traditions not really happening and all those type of stuff. So I guess I'll start there.
Okay.
As you mentioned that, you know, certain traditions didn't happen this past year. Same. Well, not in the way that they normally do. I'll say that. Family morphs as life goes on.
Yeah.
It's just how that goes. It's usually the big events that push the deterioration, but it also happens slowly and steadily as well.
True.
That's what happened with my people. The start of it was my grandparents passing, and that's a common thing.
Yo, it's
a common thing.
It's the same.
And everybody knows that. So, you know, you have the people after it happened saying, okay, we can't let this happen because the grandparents aren't here anymore and blah, blah, blah. And they mean it. They mean it. Doesn't matter.
This is literally word for word. Word for word.
They mean it. It just doesn't necessarily work out that way.
Yeah.
So in my situation, what that then turned into was my mother carrying the bulk of the load of keeping the family together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because people tend to take advantage, and my mother has a history of being a people pleaser. So, I'm not okay with that.
Well, she ain't bring one in the world.
No, nigga, no. I am not the one. We not doing that. Listen, I help you however I can help you. But there's a line.
There is a line. Yeah.
Nobody else in her generation really has the capacity to do it.
Okay.
All the ones that were ever consistently around, 3 have passed. 2 don't live in the area anymore.
Right.
So like none of them can really take on that mantle. There was a point where the transition was supposed to come to my generation. We tried.
yeah.
We tried
Hell yeah.
several times. The first few times we tried, nothing materialized because it started quickly becoming apparent that I was going to have to be the one to take charge.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Not gonna be me. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
The one time we actually got to the end goal was when it was my mother, me, and 2 of my cousins, and that was a few years ago. I talked about it on the show. The entire ordeal was like pulling teeth, and I ended up fussing everybody out on Facebook.
Hold up, in the private group, or y'all was just
Both.
going ham?
No, both.
Oh,
I made the post on my regular page, and then I copied and pasted it into the group. Like, we're not doing this shit. Like, what do you mean? If my mother told y'all that what y'all contribution is supposed to be is, well, it was something super low. It was like $15 per adult or some shit like that. It was either $15 or a plate, like a dish. A dish big enough for everybody to indulge in.
Right.
It was people that had 2 and 3 adults trying to contribute $15. Like, and stupid shit like that. So
no,
when they kept me on a leash for the longest time. And then my mother got to a certain point, and I'm like, Ma,
sick them.
Can I? And she was like, go ahead. And I sure enough typed that post up, like, listen, if we ain't getting nothing from you, I don't expect to see you. I don't expect to see you. And luckily, nobody showed up that didn't contribute.
Right.
Because it was people talking about coming and they had not a single contribution and ain't say nothing. And here's the thing. It's family. If you communicate properly,
yes,
it ain't a simple situation where, oh, you don't got no, we're not draconian over here. Like,
Agreed.
No, okay, listen, times is hard right now, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. All right, can you grab some ice?
Yo!
Can you grab some ice? A bag of ice. Cups. We need some cups. I'm talking about $7, $5. Can you do that? Like, it's there are ways around things. You just have to communicate. But anyway, so that led to me fussing everybody out on Facebook. But on top of all of the negative stuff, right? It's just a natural thing, right? People start to have their own families. Yeah. There was a point in time where my mother having a holiday at her house for the family involved her, my stepdad, me, my aunt Brenda, Damon, CC, Lita, Antoine, Aaron, Marcus.
God
Chris.
Damn!
Wait. Marcus, Chris, Deja, my Uncle Carl.
Oh, damn!
Davon, Destiny, Jasmine, DJ, etc. Right? There are more, but I left out the ones who are no longer with us.
Yo, that's a hard ass name, yo.
Which one?
DJ, etc.
No, nigga, that's not.
I know, but
so, like I said, I left out a family that's no longer with us. I left out family that weren't the most consistently there. Right. And I left out a couple other people just because it would have been. It's a lot of people. Yeah, we've gone over my family tree before, and since then it's even more of these motherfuckers. But anyway, so well, of the people I just named, CC now has 2 kids. Antoine has 2 kids. Aaron has 5 kids with 2 on the way and a wife. Marcus has at least 1 kid. Deja has 2 kids and a husband. Davon has 2 kids. Jasmine has 2 kids. DJ has 3 kids. So that 18 or so people I named initially would now be 40.
Hot damn.
And remember, that initial count didn't have everybody, like I said. And the second count didn't include my wife and my unborn child. Oh, so that's only people, like I said, that are descendants of my grandparents. That's only, and again, it's not all of them. Yeah, it's just them. Not to mention, if you bring a friend, Fab has been to my house for get-togethers.
Of
Marcus
course.
has been to my mother's house to get together. It's like, so yeah, it's a lot, and it becomes
A
a
lot of people.
lot. So like that is a legitimate non-negative reason, in addition to the negative reasons why that shit just changes. It simply changes. It's just how that works.
Yeah. Hold up, but before you move on,
Mhm.
I would like to examine the reasons that is a bit. Because, yeah, families change,
Mhm.
people move, all kinds of shit.
All kinds of shit.
But also societal shifts, too, because
Mhm.
the things that used to be considered very common as far as traditions
Yeah.
become less common.
Very
Or
true.
people find reasons why that's not something they want to do.
Yeah.
I get it. When you got patriarch and the matriarch and they pass,
Mhm.
there is a fervor because I saw it with my family, and they kept it up for a good little minute,
Yeah.
and they still kind of, but it's not the same.
Mhm.
And I think it's like, I know some people will think of it as a loss, and I guess it is to a certain degree, but I think people are going to make choices about what type of events are important to them.
Yeah.
And I also think that a lot of times people involve themselves with that out of a sense of obligation when the grandparents or whoever was still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's grandma, gotta go check grandma because grandma. And then when they gone, it's like maybe these people don't have they don't feel the same obligation to the other family members as they did.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm pretty certain that's something that went on with my family.
Yeah.
Was once my mom's mom passed, and then my aunt Ann passed,
Mhm.
and my aunt Betty passed, then all the granddads is gone.
Mhm. That's how it goes. Like I'll even go smaller, right? So Aaron's mother has 7 kids, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. I just had this conversation with Aaron. I don't know the last time where all 7 of them, their mother and her husband, were in the same place. Because that's just how life goes.
Yeah.
That's just how life goes. So it's like that's just a base family of 9 people.
Yeah.
Like I said, my grandparents had like 7 kids. Pretty much every child that they had at least one
Mm-hmm.
kid, and most of them had more than one kid. And then they started having kids. So like, yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. The vast majority in my generation have children. And
People just, I don't know, man. Over the course of time, people value different things.
Absolutely.
Not
even just value, right? So some of it is, all right, when there was 10 people, I'm making this up, there were never 10 people.
Yes.
But when there was 10 people coming to a holiday event, I'm using a more realistic number. When there were 20 people coming to a holiday event, and I have 3 kids, it's much easier for me to feed that 20 people with one dish than it is when that number gets to 40.
You're right. Sure.
And now I've had 2 more kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my everyday finances have changed. And then now it comes to this. And I have my own traditions and own responsibilities for these children.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get their Christmas gifts and whatever the case may be. And then I still have to put in the money to contribute a dish big enough to feed these now 40 people.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, bro.
It's a whole lot. Like I get it. I get it. Like but I am one of the most pragmatic in my family because that's just how that works.
Something that Reptilian Reaper said, the only constant is change. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
There are plenty negative reasons, but there are also just reasons that just are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just are.
I think sometimes people assume that there are negative reasons for why it doesn't take place because they think of, in their mind, the positive of families coming together. So anything that would prevent that from happening, they go, "Oh, that's negative." Not necessarily.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
It's not really always that. Like, it's often, I would argue, like, that shit you see on TV, that dramatic shit, is more likely an outlier.
Yeah.
It's usually the mundane, boring facts of life that cause things like this.
Yeah.
Oh, this person had 2 more kids, so that affected their entire life and changed everything.
Changed the scope of everything. Their finances, the way how they move, when they move. Yeah.
Like, it's difficult getting everybody to one place.
Somebody moves further away. So that's more. That's in my case. I don't live in the city, so I'm closer to DC than I am to Baltimore.
Facts. 2 of my uncles live in Salisbury,
and that's
one of them can't drive at night. So, like, what do you expect to happen there?
Yeah, yeah.
Then one of my uncles who moved to Salisbury,
that bastard. I'll be right back. This bastard.
Him and these damn cats. And if y'all actually look and y'all see him look and yeah, I knew it was coming. Fab said, "Can't stop, won't stop." SB Jane with the nonsense. No, listen, I don't play these games. I'm not about to go back and forth with you. Especially nowadays. But we're gonna get into that later. Kenneth said, "Heck, I moved continents." Exactly. Like, one of my uncles that moved to Salisbury, so we're in kind of like the middle, as far as north and south, the middle of Maryland a little bit. So he moved 3 hours south. One of his daughters lives in Ohio. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Like 3 or 4 of our family members that are under my grandparents, they live in Ohio now. It's a lot. It's a lot going on, and it's not realistic to. Even though you want it, you feel the nostalgia and whatever potential obligation or whatever the case may be, but it's not a reality. I'm one of the people who happens to be at peace with it because I understand how it works. But you'll get on the phone and you'll hear somebody like, "Man, we used to be so close and blah, blah this and blah, blah that. And we always used to get together for holidays and blah, blah, blah." Yes, that is a thing that used to happen. And there are a myriad of reasons why it no longer does. All of them don't have to be negative. All of them aren't negative. Some of them are boring. It's just the facts of life. That's just how that goes. So I don't even know where to go next. Let's say
some of it, the reason people feel the way about it is because of nostalgia.
Yeah.
It seemed they remember it a lot funner than maybe it was, and maybe it was generally as fun as they remembered.
No, absolutely.
But
my stance on it is, yeah, those were great times. Those times just aren't here anymore. Those were amazing times. Had so much fun.
Listen, if you go look up Albert Einstein's theory of time, his block universe theory, it all still exists.
Yeah.
All of it is still going on right now. Just remember it.
Absolutely.
Just remember it, and you
remember it, and it's there.
Right there.
That's it. But yeah. So should I do so? Y'all know, if y'all been around a little bit, I have some recurring segments that don't happen every single week, but they just happen. So which one should I do first? Dumbass of the week or what scuffs my Timbs?
Ooh, that could be both though.
Um,
That could potentially be both and shit. Let's deal with Scuff Shit Tim.
All right. You know what scuffs my Tims? People love to project their feelings and their experiences onto you. Now, I'm not an idiot who is oblivious to social concepts, right? I know that people will tend to call themselves correcting you in an attempt to help you out or to prepare you for something.
I've heard that.
I know how that works. I know that's the thing. I know that it's not always negative in intent,
Right.
but impact over intent always.
Impact over intent is the actual thing.
Yes. So I'll start.
No, I've been literally watching people walk past your goddamn window this whole time.
Me too. It's nice for people watching, and that is one thing that I am.
Is being nosy.
Despite how
look,
much
when you're the watcher,
hey, I got to. It's my job. I absolutely have to. So I'll start with the example that I already knew 1,000% was wrong before I was even close to experiencing that thing.
Okay.
And it's things that people say, and there are times when people say it and they just say it because they've heard it. But then there are times when people insist on it being absolute fact, and those are the times when it bothers me.
Yes.
The first thing I'll start with is marriage changes things. You want to know the only two ways that marriage changes things?
How?
One, if one of the two people involved has some type of ulterior motive and isn't being their genuine self before they get married, that's a scenario where things are bound to change after the ink is dried. But I would hope that you as a person would have more discernment than that to not marry someone like that, or to be self-aware enough to realize that you got tricked.
Right.
And it had nothing to do with the institute of marriage itself.
Right.
B, if you believe that marriage should change things, then marriage will change things.
Yeah, then it will.
Absolutely. What do I mean by that? Well, if you decide to not be physically intimate with your significant other until you're married, then yes, things will change after you're married because you didn't have a sexual relationship.
Yeah, we getting some.
Yes, with a surface level because you be getting some. Yes. Because you didn't have a sexual relationship with this person before. Another example is if you decide to wait to move in together until after the wedding.
Yeah, that changed.
Of course, things are going to be different because you don't fully know this person.
Absolutely.
Another example is if you're someone who thinks there should be levels to behavior and privileges based on title.
I honestly think that is a problem for a lot of people, and a big bone to pick that I have with that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like marriage as an institution is a ceremony and some legal shit.
That's it.
Y'all were supposed to have that towards each other before you.
Absolutely.
I already felt obligated to mine. Like that, y'all. I always have a problem with that, man. I have a problem with that.
I mean,
I'm gonna wait till this actual thing to act up.
Yeah. No. What?
That's weird to me, bro. That's weird.
But all of that is self-motivated.
Yes.
And has nothing to do with the institute of marriage itself.
100%.
If you are two genuine, consenting adults who don't actively ensure that being married will be different, then any change will be either superficial or can be attributed to something else.
Agreed.
It's also potentially a little invalidating to the person you're talking to. I only had like 3 people try to sell me on how different marriage is from the time we got engaged.
Did you hear any good argument?
No. One of them,
and me, I rarely, bro.
One of them tried to give me advice based on how I am in relationships and how some of my past relationships have gone. The problem? This person has no idea about any of those things.
I love it. Yo, I love when people speak on that which they know not. I love it.
We have talked about relationship stuff, but always theirs, because that's the only thing they ever want to talk about.
Right.
You sure you want to do this? Because you had a bad experience?
Yo. My brother Marlon, long before the rest of us was committed to a person, he got married to Dawn, rest in peace, so she passed away. Marlon used to always say, I'm married for your sins, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm married so y'all ain't had to.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Reptilian says, as someone with no experience with relationships work out more if they start off as friends. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
No,
that's like a key.
People undersell that.
Yeah.
People undersell that a lot.
Yeah, I've talked about that on here a lot. Because we are friends first.
Thing. That's a big thing. Because here's the thing about the romantic part of all of that. Well, the physical, let's take physical attraction.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is biochemical.
Yeah.
All of it's biochemical. At a certain point in the beginning, it's ooh. And then after a while, it tapers off.
Mm-hmm.
That's natural. The problem with most people is they don't understand that that's natural and they instantly assume there's a problem. Yeah. No, this is common, right? This is common. It's the friendship, though.
Mm-hmm.
The friendship that glues that shit together.
Yep.
I can honestly tell you, my wife is my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
My best friend.
Same.
And I got close motherfuckers around me. You know what I'm saying? I got people that I will take a bullet and give a bullet for around me. My wife is my best friend.
Absolutely.
Friendship matters, man.
It matters.
That shit matters.
And then it's annoying when the well-meaning people at work want to come up to you and ask how your first Christmas being married was. Now that part is mostly harmless. You know, I told the truth. It was annoying / nerve-wracking in the lead up. But again,
what up, honey dragon?
What up? It was annoying / nerve-wracking in the lead up. But again, that doesn't really have anything to do with being married.
Right.
We hosted Thanksgiving last year, but this was the first time we hosted Christmas. And leading up to it, it was annoying and nerve-wracking because we had to get ready. But outside of that, it was great. But it had nothing to do with us being married. Because again, we hosted Thanksgiving last year before we were married. But, you know, whatever. Okay. Kenneth said the only thing that changed marriage itself changes taxes. Facts. My boss has been with her partner for over a decade now. She's working, he's retired. They've lived together for years. Nothing changed when they got engaged. They're doing a union ceremony in the spring because they want to do something while her parents are still alive. But it changes nothing. Not getting legally married until she retires, though, for tax reasons. Absolutely. Ash says so many people don't have the hard conversations before getting married. Facts. Then think marriage won't change or it'll be cake. Talk about absolutely everything first. Absolutely. 100%. So, moving on to the next thing. And this might be a little more controversial. But I don't, y'all know, I don't care. People, and I say this,
hate them.
And I say, we on the right track. We on the right track.
Okay.
People, and I say this with love. Stop invalidating the experience that my wife and I have with raising children.
Oh, bruh.
Please stop. I know that most of it is well-meaning. Stop. Too many times I've had a version of the following conversation. Again, mostly from people who know nothing of my history and experience in the matter. So, you ready to be a dad? Yep. Is this your first? Yes. Both me and her firstborn child. Oh, you're in for a ride. Oh, well, you know, we've both raised children before. Oh, trust me, it's nothing like this.
See? Yo, that's annoying. That shit is so annoying, bro.
So then there's a very short back and forth about the ways that it's different. What I found out is that a lot of y'all be disingenuous as fuck.
Yes.
By far the most given reason as to why it will be different, after I've given a little insight into the two relationships I've had with women with young children, is, well, you can't give this one back. What type of horrible people are you?
Yo,
What does that actually mean in practice?
yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's a non sequitur.
That part.
That's all it is,
The
bro.
implication being that you've had children in your care that you were less responsible for or cared less about because they don't share your DNA.
Yeah. That's
the implication.
bro. My son does not share my DNA.
Correct.
He's still my son.
Absolutely. 100%. So in my first relationship with a woman with a baby, when the 3-month-old would wake up screaming at 3 a.m., that was easier to do than it will be with JJ because I actually impregnated JJ's mother.
Right.
Okay.
That's what the
Okay, so in when me and her mother broke up and I still had them living with me because there was nowhere for them to go,
right.
that would be a harder decision to make than if something were to happen like that with my biological son.
Right.
Okay, so in the second relationship, when the baby was in a car accident here and we were in Atlantic City and had to go to the ER and her grandmother confirmed she was okay, assured us that she was good to take care of the baby, but we still ended our vacation days early to come back. That was an easier decision to make because I'm not on her birth certificate.
Right. That's easier.
Okay.
That's easier.
I don't know what we would do in that situation. JJ, by the way, it would depend on what his mother wanted to do because I see both sides. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, this argument ignores the fact that pieces of shit exist. Like, it ignores the fact that pieces of shit exist. People are downplaying our decisions to play pivotal roles in these babies' lives as if we don't both have deadbeat dads that never even paid child support and stepfathers who were there through our formative years and are happily married to our mothers.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's both of our situations.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
That's I don't understand. Okay. The baby coming from your nuts doesn't even mean you can't give them that. Right? Because there are deadbeat dads all over the fucking place.
That literally means very little.
Are there going to be things that we haven't experienced yet? Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely.
He's a new person.
Absolutely.
Yo, what are we he's gonna be a new person.
But are these things so nebulous that either we have never seen them or couldn't possibly comprehend them? No. What? In no way am I saying that we won't run into issues, right? Both of us have different levels of experience and most of it from quite a while ago. So certain things have changed. I'm not trying to make it seem like we know everything. That's not the point.
You'll pick it up.
Right.
Like every other parent does.
That part. Like, I'm simply saying we have experience, right? It is also true that every child is different. There are going to be things that we will need our outside resources to help us deal with. Absolutely. Right. Among those things will be something that our immediate village will either not know about or will have forgotten how to handle.
Facts.
That's a take that's grounded in reality and respects our individual experiences.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck are you talking about?
It's annoying, bro. It reminds me of when my daughter was first born. No, she was literally just out of the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And it was raining it was cold and rainy April. And her mom insisted on dragging the infant all over the place, to this place, that place. And she was a preemie.
Yeah.
Thought it was a preemie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, maybe not. Let's not do blah, 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 blah. I had an aunt say, "Oh, wait a minute, you can't be calling the shots now because you just became a father." I was like, "Yeah, she just became a mother."
That part.
What are we talking about? What?
And not for nothing, the child we're talking about just became a child.
Right. And she here early.
That part.
What are you talking like?
She wasn't even supposed to be here yet. Want to be an overachiever and shit.
She literally got here 2 weeks, maybe almost 3 weeks before she was supposed to.
Yeah. I hate it. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all talking about. It's cool. I understand your concern. But don't take my confidence in my experience as arrogance.
Right.
I don't pretend to, nor do I think I know everything about child rearing.
Yeah. McKenna says,
experience.
I'm well aware I'm my dad's favorite. and I'm not his biological. I'm not his biologically. He still came over to help change my bandages when I had a burn when he wasn't with my mom. He still came to my Head Start and played with all the kids to the point multiple random kids called him dad.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, my bio father was arrested for not paying child
That
support.
part.
Come on, man.
Like, what are we talking about?
What are we even? Yeah.
That's with the perfect analogy. If I see a car in a tree and it's my first day driving, I still know the car shouldn't be in the tree. Absolutely. 1,000%. And that's a great point. Even if we didn't have the amount of experience that we do have,
You have world experience.
I think we'll be okay.
You'll be fine,
I think
bro.
we'll be okay. Like I
Bro,
said,
you
between
figure it
the
out.
village that we have, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned.
Right.
Of course, there will be issues. There will be things that
There's
worry
always
us.
issues.
Yes, because we're
always
humans, and he's going to be a human, so problems inherently.
Yeah, they keep saying it's things that you'll never see before that you have apparently because you had
Right.
kids, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I've raised them.
And the funny thing about
I've seen. What are you talking about?
the craziest thing about this that validates my opinion even more is the people in our village that actually know the experience that we have don't be saying this dumb shit.
Yeah. See,
Not
and that's
once has
that's a
either
good
of our
point.
mothers pointed that out.
Point.
Because
That's a good point.
it's not real. It's not a real thing.
It's fake.
So yeah, that's what scuffs my terms. Now, dumbass of the week. So there's gonna be a little twist on this one. While this very well could just be a dumb moment, I know this person, and it seems much more like them being irresponsible or unreliable than them being dumb. I also have to turn the entire story into an analogy to protect everyone involved.
Of course you do.
Now, let's remember what an
Names
analogy
were changed to protect the innocent.
I mean, listen, let's remember.
Infamous.
Yes, let's remember what an analogy is, folks. It is not a one-to-one situation. They're often used to isolate a specific aspect of the source.
Yes.
So, imagine Bob. Bob is a decent dude.
What's Bob's first name?
Bob.
Better not be John.
No, it's just Bob.
I ain't listening to a motherfucker with two first names.
No, it's just Bob.
Oh, okay.
He's loyal to those who are loyal to him. He takes care of his responsibilities well enough. Bob is also a personal trainer. Bob doesn't have his own gym or space for his clients, so his gym membership is extremely important to his business.
Right.
Enter Josh. Bob and Josh are really close. Josh had received a 5-year ban from all gym memberships within a 100-mile radius of his house. It was really important to Josh that he be able to work out at a gym, though. So Bob, being as close to Josh as he was, decided to help him out. Bob allowed Josh to use his gym membership when he wasn't going. Bob bumped up his membership to the next tier that allowed for unlimited monthly visits, and all Josh had to do was pay for the increase in the membership price and not do anything to threaten the membership standing. Bob allowed Josh to do this even though it's against gym policy. Bob could bring people into the gym with him, but he was not supposed to give anyone else his access when he wasn't there. Time passes, and even though the ban is now lifted, Bob and Josh don't change their arrangement because it's going. You know,
Yeah.
There's no they can't think of an immediate reason to have to change it.
Right.
Throughout these years, Josh has been late on paying his share of the membership several times, but Bob never complained about it. He was luckily able to handle the payment until Josh gave him his money every time.
Mm-hmm.
So not a big deal. But so to recap so far, Bob shared something with Josh that could have potentially messed up Bob's life if it went wrong.
Yeah.
The only two ways it could have gone wrong are Josh not paying his share and Josh's behavior getting the membership canceled. Josh flirted with not fulfilling one of his only 2 requirements several times.
Right.
Time goes on. Bob meets a young lady, gets married, has a kid. Everything's going great, and Bob has been able to sustain his lifestyle with his personal training.
Oh, that's nice.
One day, Bob gets an authentication verification text from the gym. Someone has requested to log into your account. Bob uses a password manager that does randomized passwords, so he's not worried about somebody hacking into his shit. So he knows it's Josh. It has to be Josh. Okay.
Has to be Josh.
Good
old Josh.
Yeah. A few minutes later, Josh texts Bob to let him know it was him and that he was trying to put in a complaint with the gym because they got rid of his favorite machine.
Oh,
Bob says, okay, whatever you need to do. A couple days later, Bob gets an email from the gym saying that his membership was flagged for non-renewal. That his membership was flagged for non-renewal. He texts Josh to ask what he did. Josh says he just expressed his displeasure and then left his signature.
Oh.
Luckily, Bob was able to talk to the gym, get the flag removed, and get Josh off of his account. So the story doesn't have a bad ending, but it could have.
He could have. Yeah.
Was Bob a dumbass? Probably. But what do we think of Josh?
What I think of Josh is that you, sir, grew entitled. Very entitled. To the point where you didn't concern yourself with the ramifications of your actions to somebody else.
That part.
That's that man's business. And you said, fuck it. Because your favorite machine was...
My situation is more important.
Yeah. I'm prioritizing me.
Right.
The fuck?
It's insane that you have to treat people like this. But anyway, Fab said, yeah, I just had this conversation with a friend of ours and I explained that you've already raised children.
Yo,
you see what I'm saying?
No, when I first met this nigga, he was in a relationship with somebody that had a kid. And he was actively raising the kid. Actively. Like y'all see, I know it seems like we going backwards to talk about it, but I gotta say, some of y'all have magical thinking and it's annoying. Y'all think if you put a title on something, they all of a sudden changes shit.
That part.
Y'all think all these different things that have absolutely nothing to do with practical knowledge, with practical experience. Y'all put these, it's gatekeeping.
Yeah.
It's parental gatekeeping. Oh, well, you haven't done this part of it. So what the fuck are you talking about? I did everything else but the birth part. I was doing everything else except for the birth part.
You said you can't give this one back. What does that mean?
Nigga. It's really a horrible sentiment. And I've actually heard that before too. I've heard that before. Like usually I heard it in the context of grandparents with grandkids.
That one I like.
They can spoil them up
and then they can send them right back.
That
That one makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
But using it in this context to me just seems
it's stupid.
Yeah, like
so when I was 19 and playing the role of head of household and dad, that don't matter.
No.
That don't matter. On the job training, Fab says.
Facts.
That don't matter. That don't matter. When I was, I don't even remember how old I was when that relationship started, but 7 or so years ago.
Right.
When I was in the relationship that Tim was just referencing,
yeah,
that don't count.
Nope.
When Chrissy was married and had a stepson, and she was taken care of,
that don't count.
That don't count.
Bro, one of my exes has never had her own kids, but she raised 3 of them from the dude that she eventually married. And to be honest, he may have brought them kids in the world, but he ain't raised them. He didn't raise them at all. That motherfucker she'd come home, he playing video games. Them kids come home from school, she's the one doing the homework, making sure they got this, make sure they got that, doing all of this, doing all that. She was an attorney, bro. She had her own law firm, and she was doing that and coming home and then doing this other shit. She wound up becoming the goddamn mayor of Capitol Heights.
Right.
And she still was coming home. Come on. And she never brought a child in the world herself.
Right.
But you gonna tell me she don't know how to raise kids?
That part.
Get the fuck out of
We
here.
have to realize that number one, I'm not even going to number them. We have to realize that every situation is not our situation.
Right.
We have to realize that certain things are actually superficial.
Right.
Like, I'm harping on this because this is the most annoying part of it. The whole can't give them back thing. What does that actually mean?
No, it's a non sequitur. It doesn't mean nothing. It's something that some hack comedian would say in the 80s with a brick wall.
Right.
Like that shit, that's it. It's a punchline.
The implication being that when I'm with someone who has a child, and this happens, right? So it's not to say that it doesn't happen, but what you're implying is that I would do that.
Yeah. And it's pretty ass, bro. I gotta say, it's pretty ass.
Right. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Anyway, moving on. My birthday itself. It's pretty good. I mostly got to chill. The day before we did our maternity shoot and then went out to eat. Chrissy took me out to brunch the day of. I got to chill a good portion of the rest of the day. And then we went to this winter festival down the harbor.
Did you? Tell me about that.
No, it wasn't great. I mean, mainly because it was so many people. You know,
that's the one
thing. Yeah, it's the people.
The harbor festival type.
The festival itself was cool. It's just the people.
Too packed.
Yeah, that's really all it was. I took off that Monday and Tuesday because I had 2 days I needed to use before the end of the year. The first day we had an appointment for the baby, and Tuesday I was mostly just able to chill. So that was all great.
Right.
Excuse me. Christmas was great. Like I said, the planning and prep was annoying, but that's because I'm all planned and prepped out, especially for this year, like this past year.
It's been a lot, bro.
It's been a lot.
I mean, you had a wedding this year, so.
Yeah.
Last year.
Chrissy said them donuts, though. Them donuts was amazing. I ain't going to.
See, now.
No, listen.
We was doing good.
Them donuts were.
We was doing good.
Listen, my guy.
With the recap and all that
shit. Nigga, no. Them donuts.
These niggas gonna bring up donuts. I didn't get.
Listen. You should have came down there. Them donuts. Them donuts were absolutely amazing. And like they were amazing because they were amazing, right? The texture, the taste, all that was great. But they also symbolized another thing. They symbolized the time that we got to leave. Because we got them last. That was the last thing we did. Is we got the donuts and then we got the fuck up out of there. So, yes, those donuts. You should have told your girl to get you some, nigga.
Fam, you see how they do us, right?
Nah.
They got donuts.
His girl was down there. She could have got him some donuts. So yeah, that was great. Like I said, Christmas was great. Planning and prep was annoying, but that's just because, you know, all this planning and prepping. Fuck that. I made carrot cake. I made pot roast. I made smothered chicken thighs. I made mashed potatoes, deviled eggs. Chrissy made brownies, lemon cupcakes.
Wait a minute, you say deviled eggs?
Yeah, deviled eggs. We also had mac and cheese, greens, corn pudding, turkey. You know, just regular shit. Everything came out great, and we had a great time with the parents. So that was amazing.
So yeah, y'all met the parents. Yeah.
I mean, no. No, we didn't meet them. We've known them for quite some time. Chrissy's birthday. I had to work on Chrissy's birthday. It was a short day though. After I got off, I gave her gifts and we chilled. Gigi and Mo came over to hang with us. That's always a good time. They're actually here right now.
All right.
Our birthday. So I told y'all we wanted to do nothing for our birthdays this year.
Yeah. Yo, there is something. Listen, people underestimate that. They think that everybody wants to have some big dumbass shindig.
No, you gotta celebrate.
Yeah,
do I?
No, I can celebrate it my way. Which means y'all leaving me the fuck alone.
That part. Obviously, that didn't happen because our friends would never let that happen.
Of course not.
We were about 1.5 for 3 in that area.
Oh,
Like I
damn.
said, on Chrissy's actual birthday, we both had to work, but not a lot. On my actual birthday, we went to that Christmas Village thing, but otherwise got to chill.
Right.
But then, like I said, the group just had to do something. We were originally supposed to go to Gigi's job for drinks and karaoke, but relocated like a week before we were supposed to go, or something like that. Then there was the second plan. Now, I don't recall why the second plan fell through. I don't think I know why the second plan fell through. I was just told that it wasn't happening. So, okay. Right. Third plan. Somebody found this restaurant called Mote. Korean food, American food. The place itself looked really nice, and most of the people were a bit dressed up. We dressed up slightly. Though I'm sure there wasn't a strict dress code. This is what I'm told. I'm not sure if there was or wasn't. I kind of feel like there might have been because everybody was. Like, not just our people, but the other people in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know for sure. It was convenient. It was convenient to get to, though it is a tiny bit hidden. But that was cool. It wasn't difficult to get to. Gigi said, "Yay, name mention." Prices were pretty decent. I doubt I'll ever go back.
Oh,
it wasn't one of these horrible stories that I wound up having from time to time, but I just wasn't impressed enough to go out of my way. Like,
I've been there.
We get there and the table is not ready. Not a big deal at all, because that often happens even with reservations. Sometimes, the table's not quite ready when you get there. Cool. Right. But then they come to us to ask if we would be okay going to the table now, even though it's not completely set. Now, my initial reaction was, of course, I don't care that the silverware isn't out yet. But in hindsight, the reason they wanted us to do that is because they wanted to clear their waiting area.
Right.
That sounds like a you problem.
It really does.
If the table would have been ready at our reservation time, this wouldn't have been an issue. Now, again, this wasn't a big problem at all. But why would you tell us that?
Yeah. It's just weird.
Just ask us if we would like to go to the table. It is the difference between us thinking that you're doing your best to accommodate us versus you needing us to accommodate you.
Right.
If they would have just came up and said, hey, your table's not completely ready yet, but we will allow you to go there if you want. Versus, oh, yeah, we would allow you to go there if you want because, we want to kind of make sure that the waiting area is clear. It's two different things. That's two different things. But anyway, again, that was not a big deal at all. At all. Like I said, it's not some crazy story. Just giving all of the details. So we get to the table, and they are indeed still setting it. That takes about 5 minutes or so, not too long. The waiter then addresses us. He took our drink order. He comes back and takes our appetizer order. He comes back and takes our main order. Pretty standard stuff. Nothing crazy, nothing out the way. For our appetizer, Chrissy and I split an order of wings and an order of pork dumplings. Both of them were amazing. I think I heard some of our party had an issue with their apps being cold or something. Maybe one or two people. But I believe most of our party enjoyed their appetizers. The appetizers were great. Now it's time for the entrees.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
All right, Honey Dragon.
All right, Ash.
Now it comes to the entrees. There were just issues abound. And all of them weren't big issues, but they were issues nonetheless. I made the joke.
Must be remarked on.
I made the joke afterwards that the Korean chefs must have all left after the rush died down.
No, you are
because shit. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start for real. I ended up getting a smash burger and some fries. Now I know someone hears that and is hitting their ear wrong, but here's the thing: I'm not the eat chicken tenders and French fries everywhere I go type person. Mm-hmm. But I'm also not the go out and get a dish I've never heard of before type person. Right. Like never heard of. Not never had, never heard of. Right. I'm not really that guy. I'm much more liable to try that if someone I trust with food personally makes it. Like if Gigi was to make some shit I ain't never heard of before, I'd try that.
Right.
But not so much at a restaurant. Less so at one I've never been to, and even less so at one where I don't read the language of the food being prepared. I don't read or speak Korean. The couple things I saw for entrees that I know of had things I don't eat in the ingredients. And since I don't know how integral those things are to the meal, and because the smash burger was at the top of the entrees, that's where I went. My burger was good. My fries were good. They did give me a super low amount of ketchup though. Like, and noticeable because Mo was sitting next to me and he also ordered a smash burger. And his ramekin that the ketchup came in was like 3 times higher than mine. Like, why are you serving uneven amounts of ketchup for your like? It's just little weird shit. Like, what? Why is that? Why is that the case? I don't understand. So, other people had issues as well. Gigi ordered her meal with no cheese. It came with cheese. Some people ordered a meal expecting a teriyaki sauce. Apparently, their version of teriyaki is just a seasoning.
Oh, damn.
So their chicken was dry as fuck. Some people's food was cold. It was a bit of a mess. Then the cake thing happened. So Gigi got a cake for Chrissy. And as you know, if you've been listening recently, in this house, we don't really eat sweets as much as we used to.
Right.
So that cake would have gone to waste at our house. Right. So we took the cake to the restaurant to share with our friends who came out to celebrate our birthdays. For those who don't know, if you take a cake to a restaurant for them to serve, most places charge a cutting or serving fee. Now, I knew that already. I knew that already. Gigi said my food was terrible.
Damn it.
But yeah, they have a cutting or serving fee. I already knew that. What got me was that their fee was $20.
What?
Let's go on a walk real quick. So I understand why an establishment might typically charge for a cake that you brought in, right? They're using their time, which is the employees' salaries. They're using their utensils to cut. They're using their plates to serve. All right. But we weren't asking for any of that, though. Right? We came in, somebody took the cake from us and took it to the bed.
Eat the cake, anime.
I mean, no.
Oh.
So when we came in, somebody took the cake from us and took it to the bed. They didn't inform us of a fee at that point. They didn't inform us what the fee would be at that point. Right. That would have been the time to do so. Anyway, when it was time for the cake, we asked the waiter to go get it. He came back telling us about the $20 fee. We told him, no, we were going to cut it ourselves.
Right.
He left. When he came back, suspiciously, they couldn't find the cake.
Damn it.
So a manager eventually comes out and tells us about the fee. We explain to him that we don't need them to cut it. He retorts, are you that far behind, Fab, or are you? Because Fab was at the restaurant. I think he's talking about the Winter Festival.
He might be.
I think he's talking about the Winter Festival. So we explained to him we don't need them to cut it. He retorts, but you will be using our plates. Nope, we brought our own plates. We brought our own plates in. Then he says, okay, we'll go ahead and let it slide for you guys this time, but he's reluctant because we actually serve dessert. Okay. I am like, you serve dessert? To that point, and it's at the end of our meal,
Mhm.
To that point, we had seen no sign of dessert. No hide nor hair
Hide no hair.
of
We need
dessert. No.
As far as the eye could see, no dessert.
So he leaves and they bring out our cake. And because we're
Keep going,
petty,
I can hear you.
we then ask for the dessert menu. Nigga. This is when I could no longer take them seriously. They had a menu, a dessert menu. The fact that we had to ask for it is odd. Gina says, and that's why I bought everything. I never charged the fee at my table. That's ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous. So like I said, that's when we started to take them, like, could stop being able to take them seriously. Because what do you mean? Why did we have to go through that ordeal in order to see your dessert menu if you actually had one? And so I look at the menu. What is the most expensive thing on this menu? The most expensive thing on this menu was a creme brulee. That makes sense. If you have a creme brulee on your dessert menu, I can see why that would be the most expensive thing on your dessert menu. There are multiple steps that go into making that, and I'm sure it's a delicate process, and you know. But guess how much they were charging for this creme brulee, which again is the most expensive thing on their dessert menu. $10. So you had to make the custard, bake it, pour the sugar on it, brulee the sugar, and all that. And for all of that effort, you charge $10. But you want to charge us double that to slice up some store-bought cake? Nah, B. I am all the way good on that. Yes, Tim, $10. Like I've been to restaurants and seen creme brulee on the menu before, and unless they were like minis, they cost more than $10. And maybe that's just the restaurants I've been to. Maybe I'm bugging, but all the effort that you had to put into to make a proper creme brulee, and you only charge $10 for that, but you want to charge us $20 to pull out a clean knife, slice up some cake, and move it to a plate. So like some cake that you didn't have to bake, that we had brought in from the outside, and you want to charge us $20 for that? No, what? I'm not paying you $20 for this. Like, leave us alone. Just give us our cake back. Ain't nobody tell you take it in the first place. So next up is Baby Watch, and there's really nothing left for Baby Watch. First, the baby shower. The day after the last show, we had the baby shower. That answers my question. Let me go back to the calendar now. So the baby shower was on the 14th. The baby shower was on the 14th. So 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th week since we last had a show. All right. So yeah. The day after the last show, we had the baby shower. The weather didn't cooperate. Cool. I think we got between like 1 and 4 inches of snow throughout the city. But the main roads, Tim said I have to bring some boxes in out of the rain. You shouldn't have had the boxes outside. like I said, I think we got between 1 and 4 inches of snow throughout the city, but the main roads were good by like noon, if not earlier. So once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. Before I was like, dang man, like I don't even like. Before we saw what actually came, in my mind, I was like, all right, I don't expect nobody to be there because I don't even like driving in snow and shit like that. And I can't not go because it's the baby shower. And because of her condition, I gotta drive. Um, got to is not absolutely true, but it's better if I drive. Um, so I was like, dang man, this is about to be stupid. But then the next day, the day of, I look out the window and the window where our bathroom is the front of the house where there's no street. It's where the grass and all that other stuff is. Um, so of course that was covered. But then I came on the other side of the house and looked out the window to the parking lot, and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. It's, it snowed, sure, but no, it's not that bad at all. So I went outside pretty much immediately and cleaned off the cars and stuff. Moved Chrissy's car closer to the house because I think we had a thing or two we had to take. I can't remember why I did that. I might have just did it because she's pregnant and for her to have to walk less to get to the car. Um, it was a little slippery out there, but not like immediate driving hazard slippery at that point in time. So that was cool. um, but yeah,
It didn't really snow that bad out down here.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. The problem though is everybody doesn't live right off of a main road. So sure, quite a few people may have had issues. I ain't even gonna say quite a few people. There are people who might not have been able legitimately to
Right.
make it to a main road, right? Sure. Chrissy literally had people asking for our address to send their gift because they knew they wouldn't be able to make it.
So how many people showed up?
Here's the thing. I never counted, but everybody who was a part of our village made it there. So that kind of set up a red flag for me
Uh-oh.
because my parents, Chrissy's parents, Fed, Tiffany, Marcus, Gigi, her twin sister, Chrissy's other homegirl, who shares the same name as her sister, Chrissy's best friend, all happened to live in the places where it didn't get crazy and where conditions were good enough to live it. By happenstance, that is what happened. And so you might hear me say that and say, well, they are the closest people to you. You're right. But then explain the rest of the people that made it. Explain to me the rest of the people that made it. Right? So don't get me wrong. There are people who couldn't make it for other reasons. Right?
Of course.
My homegirl, Chrissy, had just had a C-section. She ain't nobody expecting her.
She ain't coming out there.
Yeah, no.
They're coming out there.
Chrissy's friend Maria came from DC. Like, what are we talking about? Like, Aaron couldn't find a babysitter and his wife got stuck at work. Aaron got 5 kids. It's understandable that Aaron didn't come.
Right, of course. Of course.
Ain't no way you springing 5 kids on me the day of anything. You might not be able to spring 5 kids on me a month before.
Right.
There are more. Some people were coming from out of town. That weather didn't really cooperate enough for that. It's cool. But I'm just saying, there's certain people who were on this invite list that I know where our closest people live, and you don't live far from one of them.
Right.
So it couldn't have been that bad. But whatever. I digress. Back to the event. It was amazing. Everything went as planned. We still had a pretty decent turnout. Everybody had fun. Somehow we ran out of time. The time just flies in that situation. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but whatever. We ended up rushing through the last few games, but I just want to give a public shout out to everybody who was there and everybody that made it happen. Also, time is winding down. 3 weeks from now, as long as this little nigga cooperates, we will be in the hospital preparing for his arrival. The plan is to have him, and then I'll be off for 6 weeks. So I'm looking forward to being off for 6 weeks. That'll be great.
I bet.
Let's see.
I don't know if you'll really be off though.
Oh no! Listen, I'm not tripping. Again, I've done this before. I'm not tripping. Not to this degree. Now that part is new. I've never had a newborn, because that would be kind of weird.
It's a little different.
That would be kind of weird for me to have been with someone who had a newborn.
Yeah, it's a little different, but you'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. Yo, why are you dragging in people package like that? And you just dropped it. You just dropped it.
I don't see how they finish.
That's cool. No, I can't. Listen, we talked about this. I'm the watcher. I got the fact that I even noticed it before he was making noise. Like, I just sensed that something was happening. But anyway, the newborn thing is new, but again, it's only new for me. Chrissy has done the newborn thing.
He's done it before. And also, bro, listen, y'all got it. Like,
not worried. I'm not worried. Ryan says I couldn't even get the day off when my youngest was born. Dude was calling me while I was in the bunny suit. Ridiculous. Yo, listen.
Wow.
Now, I don't know how recent any of these developments are. And I don't know all the ins and outs of it, right? So we don't have paternity leave. That's not a thing at my job. But what happened is...
You should, though.
It should be a thing. It should be. But what happened is I have FMLA, and they weren't clear. I think potentially because we're married, that makes it easier for me to be able to get the 6 weeks, because she now fits within family. If we weren't married and there was a baby, I probably would. According to them, FMLA might not have allowed for 6 weeks.
Again, one of the things that is the difference is legality, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. It's
not relationships.
No, not at all. And again, this is a benefit, so it's not like you don't need to warn people for benefits. Anyway. So I'm gonna be able to do the 6 weeks. Now I don't know. Of course,
it's gonna fall apart without you in there.
Listen, that's neither here nor. Well, actually, it's both here and there.
It's both here and there.
Yeah, it's both here and there. So basically, crazy talking about the village. My stepdad, hey, baby, due in a few weeks. Need anything? These are among the reasons why I'm not worried, right?
You're gonna be. It's not.
It's not a thing. I'm not.
The most, for me, the most annoying thing about having an infant was the constant, the changing.
Oh, sure.
And the crying.
Yeah.
When they get to the point where they had their teething and shit and all of that. But even before then, sometimes they cry for just in there crying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm conditioned for that. Like, crazy enough, I'm conditioned for that because, like, I only brought up on the show today the kids' that I played a stepfather
Right.
role.
Right.
That doesn't
Right.
include Aaron. That doesn't include these
Facts.
other kids that I
Facts.
helped raise
Facts.
in one way or another. So like, yeah, no, I actually have the crying callus built up already. Now it's been a while since I had to deal with it consistently.
Because it is ass. It is like, but see the way I look, y'all. The kid got their own room. Eventually, the baby will learn to sleep all through the night. It will happen.
Mm-hmm.
It will happen.
Yeah, and I feel like also there's just so much, like even from the last time I was in a similar position, which was like 7 years ago, there's so many changes and advancements in how this shit works.
True.
So many changes and advancements. Like a prime example, people complaining about having to wash and sanitize and dry bottles and all that shit. Just bought a bottle cleaner. It does all that shit for me. I ain't got to worry about. I ain't got to worry about being too tired, not feeling like it, or a common thing that people overlook: not cleaning it properly because I don't like. No, I ain't got to worry about all that. Put pile them shits into the cleaner, turn the cleaner on, walk away for an hour, come back, clean bottles.
Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about it. Like, there's so many things that have changed that just make it easier to do this thing, this nebulous thing that apparently nobody knows how to do until they're actually in the very specific, rigid situation. Anyway, so work was annoying, but what else is new? But once it crystallized, what we were doing with the induction, and we got the date finally, I was in the position to tell my people, hey, I'm going to be gone for 6 weeks. They reacted about exactly how I expected them to react. The initial shock of just hearing it was a thing. But they kind of already knew I would be gone for weeks, like because somebody else in my department recently had a kid. So if there was a situation, because you know how, older people often rely on their experience and ignore, not even intentionally, but don't think about how advancements have changed and recommendations have changed.
Nope.
So
they will go and chase the thing that they're accustomed to, or they think is this is the only way to do it. And that's the part that bothers me. That part, thinking something is the only way to do it.
Well, that wasn't that much of an issue this time because one of my people in my department just had a baby.
Oh, nice.
So I didn't have to fight. I wasn't fighting against that. Also, I don't really have issues with my department. My department's pretty cool. Like I've never really had issues the entire time that I've been working in this department. So I did find the way that HR responded to me saying I was taking 6 weeks off to be a bit odd.
What did they say?
Nothing wrong. Just it hit my ear weirdly. She used the phrase, "It's good that you're able to take this time off." So because of our relationship, I never thought anything negative of it. But I am confused by the wording coming from HR. For instance, when I told my mother that I was going to be off for 6 weeks, she said, "Oh, it's great that you're able to take that time off. It's great that you're able to do that." Because she has no say over it.
True.
That makes sense to me. She has no say over that. She didn't know what the policy was.
Right.
But you're HR. You
know what the policy is.
You know what the policy is, and you do have say over it.
What are you talking about?
I'm slightly confused. But I mean, like I said, not a big deal. I have a thing when something hits my ear wrong.
Words.
Yeah, maybe. Words mean things. So home movies? Oh, not really. Yo,
look at that belly.
Y'all saw the belly before she came in the.
Look at that belly.
Sorry. You see this?
McKenna AJ making an appearance on the goddamn show.
Huh? McKenna said, "Yeah, I'm sure that wording was because of FMLA rules or financial reasons. Even if people qualify for FMLA, doesn't mean they can do it financially." I thought about that too. So I happen to have enough time because for those that don't know, FMLA is unpaid leave. FMLA just ensures your job.
I thought FMLA was fix my life, asshole.
Shut up. So yeah, FMLA is unpaid leave. So yes, McKenna, I did consider that afterwards, like the fact that I had enough time to be able to do such a thing. Like I have probably like 13 weeks in my sick bank. And this counts as sick time. So that 6 weeks, I'm not eating into any of my actual time really. Except you do have to use your sick week before you can go into your sick bank. So I'm going to be we get 1 sick week every year. So I'm going to be using that week and then 5 weeks out of my sick bank. Right. But I still have 6 weeks of vacation, 2 personal days. I have a bunch of time. So it's not an issue. So yes, that's what I kind of landed on, that she was talking about how much time I have. So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. The only thing my boss and my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, wanted me to put extra focus on leading up to the date was getting this system out to more of the rental offices. That meant training more often. So my next gripe. Why is it so hard to get people to refer to their fucking notes?
Oh shit! Hold up. I know we not back on this.
Why can people not understand the concept of looking at the instructions?
You solved this. I don't understand.
I'll say this again because I brought it up. I understand if you're at home and an Amazon box comes to the door and you open the door, you bring the box inside, you open up the box, there's a thing in here that has various parts, and you're like, it's mine. I've done this before. Instructions, toss them out the window. Right? I get that. You're probably still wrong.
Yes.
You're probably still wrong, but you're not affecting anyone but you.
Yeah.
Cool. And also, you have hopefully, because otherwise you're just being dumb, you have hopefully put things together that you've bought before. So you feel like you have some type of frame of reference. Cool. Why would you apply that logic to something you've never done before?
I don't know.
All right. Kenneth says, I will reiterate again, the average comprehension level of the U.S. is at a 4th grade level. But these idiots can't even follow rules like elementary school kids. Listen, so for a recap, we originally started at one job, and that went disastrous. So we told them to just do the first part and to keep doing that. We went to a second job, and they pretty much got it immediately. Now, quick break for clarity. Nobody is expecting nor looking for 100% accuracy. We know this is a completely new thing that fundamentally goes against the current system that we have in many ways.
Yeah, you got a bunch of people doing stuff.
It's not a bunch of people. That's Chrissy and Gigi leaving.
Oh.
Shut up. So we understand that it's a completely new thing that fundamentally goes against what we currently do. We know that. Right. It would be a ridiculous expectation for us to think that you're going to do this 100% perfectly. No, nobody wants that or expects that.
Right.
So when I say the second place got it immediately, I don't mean there weren't any issues. Of course there were issues and mistakes. Of course I still had to tell them about 25 times in one day to look at their fucking instructions. But you know the main difference?
What's that?
Buy-in. They actually tried instead of trying to look for reasons why the old way is better.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
So between the time that we got that second job up and running and us starting to plan to go to the first job had completely stopped doing what they were supposed to be doing.
Wow.
So I talked to Dawn, and I told Dawn, no, that they had stopped doing what they're supposed to be doing, and she reached out to them and gave them a heads up. That was actually my intended best case scenario. Like I wasn't asking her to tell them,
Yeah.
but I kind of figured she would. And because here's the thing, I'll say this again probably later, and I've said it several times on here. I am not in control of anybody. I am not in charge of anybody. I don't have no subordinates or nothing. I have no power. What I am is a herald. My power is not mine. It is someone else's.
Listen, Norin. I feel like.
God. Wait. Side note. Fam says, bro, I gotta loop you and Chrissy in on me trading the Subaru in for a Honda Odyssey. I'm planning to kidnap all the babies time to time.
No!
Hilarious.
That's
but yeah,
funny.
like
You said Tiffany ain't with it.
I mean, she'll get over it. She'll get over it. So we were planning to go back out to the first job, but Debbie never got a chance to talk to them, so we needed to reschedule. So when we went to reschedule, we had noticed that the next week was Christmas, so a short week. The week after that was New Year's, so a short week. The week after that, the lead agent at that job was on vacation, so we couldn't do that week. That brought us to this past week.
Okay.
Quick break to go back to me telling my people about me being out. My boss just wanted me to try to get all the smaller jobs up and running before I go out. That's it. That's all she cares about. She just wants them to be up and running before I go out. So that meant 2 jobs this past week and 2 jobs next week.
That's why I said, boy.
Listen, however
it
happens is how it happens. I still foresee a possibility of them asking me to work from home. For a few days while the 6 weeks.
I could see it.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to it. I'm fine with that. They just gonna have to understand what the situation is. The priority is still the baby, and then
it's about the baby.
And then the second thing is the wife. So they would be third. So as long as they understand that, I don't care.
Right.
Because it's not like it's not like I'm gonna have to go anywhere. I'm gonna still be doing it from here. So
right.
So back to we're going back to the first place. We get there, and they have basically forgotten everything we taught them. Why did they forget everything we taught them? Because they stopped doing what the fuck they were supposed to do. Okay. There's a bunch of detail.
That's always the case, by the way.
Yeah. There isn't a bunch of detail to go into. The overall thing, the overall training went better this time. But if I had to guess, a part of the reason is that they realize this isn't going away now.
Yeah.
I had to tell them more than 30 times to look at their instructions. The manager there had the nerve to complain about the teaching style. Here's the thing about that.
The teachings?
Here's the thing. Okay. I have again and again come on this show and explained that I am not a good teacher. It's not my thing. I don't have the patience to be a good teacher. I have an inherent cognitive dissonance that if something makes sense to me, then it makes sense
to everybody else.
I know that's wrong. I can't. It's my default. I know it's wrong. It's my default though. I have to every time fight against that.
Yeah.
Some people take that as arrogance and don't realize that it's much more closer to imposter syndrome, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. I have long ago stopped trying to convince people of things.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You got time to eat. You either got time to eat donuts or convince people of things.
I mean,
I'm gonna take that time.
I'd much rather eat the donut
because
I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
yeah,
I've long stopped trying to convince people of things. All of my arguments these days have a much different trigger for what the ad hom will be.
right.
Before I tried to stay away from ad homs until they were sent my way. That was before.
Yeah. So now
Now
all bets is off.
you catching ad homs depends on if I think you're arguing in good faith or not.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You ain't got to send one my way. If I notice that you're arguing in bad faith, the ad homs are coming.
Or you might be arguing in good faith, but I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, if you're stubborn on this point, the ad homs might be coming. Like
when I say something wrong, put some blood in my mouth.
That's hilarious.
I'm just saying, when I say something wrong, put some blood in my mouth. Do that. Like,
Fab got side bets on when the baby's gonna be here. The 21st. Nigga.
That's funny.
Point being, here are the 4 traditional learning styles, right? Visual learners do well with information in graphic form. Maps, graphic organizers, charts, just a few ways that a visual style, right? Just a few ways that a visual style of processing information helps some people.
Shit. Keep going. I can hear you.
Or I have a problem pronouncing this word every time because I can hear the difference, but I can't really say the difference easily. Oral or auditory learners tend to learn best when materials are assessed out loud, such as with live lectures, listening to podcasts, or engaging in group discussions. Fun fact, another reason why it's difficult for me to pronounce that word is because the word that it sounds like has a very similar meaning. It would be oral. Oral and oral. They're cousins. So my brain doesn't distinguish the difference between. Anyway, third type, read, write learners prefer information in written form, assessing content via reports, essays, books, manuals, or even websites tends to work best for people with this predominant style. And the fourth kind is kinesthetic learners. They tend to learn best when physical movement is involved in the lesson or activity. For example, hands-on laboratory experiments or not even going to try to pronounce that word. Activities help people with this dominant learning style engage with information. Now, here's the thing. Of these 4 learning styles, the first time we went out there, both Debbie and I did demonstrations of the entire process. That takes care of the oral learners. There are meticulously crafted instructions on the handouts. That takes care of the read-write learners. Those instructions also have screenshots on them of what will be happening at each step. That takes care of the visual learners. I can't imagine any way I could possibly do the kinesthetic learner thing. So that takes care of the 3 of the 4 main traditional learning styles. Here is the problem. You have the answers right in front of you, but you refuse to look at them. There is no other resource. You are going to do bad on that test every time. Every single time, you're going to do bad on that test. They try to use the excuse that they learn by doing, and that may very well be true. But doing what? If you go to a different country and you don't speak the language at all, you aren't going to learn it by just talking a bunch. That's not how that works. All you're going to do is create bad habits. By the end of the day, I still was not confident that they were ready. So I told them to each practice for now and do 1 test a day. 1 test a day. That was Tuesday. let's check something out. Yeah, that was Tuesday that we went over there. And if I go look at what's going on, that was Tuesday. Friday, as of yesterday, I talked to Dawn again about the fact that they stopped doing their tests. When is the first time that they have anything in from the time that I left them on Tuesday? Yesterday, after I had the conversation with Dawn. Isn't that a coincidence? Isn't that a coincidence?
What a coinky dink.
And she tried to give them an excuse because she just wants everything to go, she just wants everything to go well. So she tried to give them an excuse, and she was like, well, maybe when you left, they had the impression that they weren't supposed to be doing that. I said, that would be possible if I did not have the exact conversation with them that you are to be doing this once a day. And because you don't have many units available, I'm going to have to delete them every morning.
Right.
Oh, you're going to delete them every morning? Yes, I'm going to delete them every morning. So no, they did not have the impression that they weren't supposed to be doing anything. So, yeah. And then also after I talked to Dawn, I get a call from one of them. Like, okay, so how do I do this? McKenna said this is given the vibe of professor set the deadline and is checking who has it in the day before versus the hour before deadline. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I just want y'all to do the work. Because here's the thing.
Just do the work.
If you don't like dealing with the surfer, you are going to hate dealing with Galactus. I promise you. I'm trying to save your planet. I'm trying to save your planet. Is that my job? Is that what I was sent here to do? No. I was sent here to do something much more nefarious. However, I came here and I'm kind of fond of you. I feel a bit of pity of what has been predestined for your life. So I have unilaterally decided to attempt, because I can deal with Galactus better than you can.
Yeah.
I can redirect Galactus if need be.
Right.
I'm trying to save your planet. And you want to run around screaming.
You know what the issue with you trying to save the planet in this particular case? There ain't a Reed Richards among them. Listen, there ain't a Reed Richards among them, right? Like, so it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really difficult.
I'm just saying, I've done all I can do. And I told the manager, I'm like, no, we're not doing this. This is not happening. This paper shows you exactly what you have to do. Here's the issue. Here's another reason. On top of the fact that this is how you will learn it. Because again, with what resource? If you don't speak the language, talking is not going to teach you the language.
It's true.
So here's the resource. On top of it, there are 25 potential ways to do any given thing in this new program. If you do ways 3 through 21
Mm-hmm.
that could lead you down a path where either you mess something up because we don't have the other ways set up that way,
Right.
or you're gonna get lost. You're going to get to a point in the instructions where the thing is no longer applicable because you chose to do something a different way than what is in
Are
the
you
instructions.
saying it's not a choose your own adventure?
Right, that part. Like, what are we talking about? If you try to do it a different way, they'll get to a point and they'll be like, I don't see such and such. Why don't you see such and such? I don't know. I did everything right. You did not. You simply could not have.
No,
Because if you
turned the
follow
computer on.
those
That was it.
instructions,
You got that first part right, turn the computer on. Good
because
job.
if you follow
All
the
that other
instructions,
Nah.
the crazy thing, when I went in there the first time, because basically what I do when I go to a new location is I will gather them around, I will sit down at the computer, and I will talk them through the process of doing the thing. Then I will get somebody else to do it with the instructions in front of them. And what happens that first time, without fail, 100% success rate, is they will get to a point and then they will ask me what they have to do next. And my response is always, what do your notes say?
Right.
Now, that first time is never annoying. Because it's the first time. I know how you guys are wired. I know that you're going to ask a question because it's something new and unknown. So that first time, never annoying. I get it. You're looking for someone to help you. I am the one here to train you. Cool. Get it. However, once those times start increasing, then yes, I'm going to be frustrated. And the problem that we keep running into, particularly at that one location, is because they're so hesitant to read their fucking notes, they sense the frustration in my voice when I tell them to read their fucking notes. And because they sense that frustration, they are now nervous. And when they get nervous, they start second guessing themselves. No, don't second guess yourself. Read the fucking instructions. Do what's on the paper. If you do what's on the paper, there's nothing to second guess. It's what's on the paper. So the idea starts to build that this
they don't want to push you up. Oh, this nigga's going.
The idea starts to build that this is more difficult, which leads to them making more mistakes. And leads to them again, second guessing themselves even more.
It's a vicious cycle.
If you just did what I told you to do in the first place. Basically, what this boils down to is, and I hate reducing things for people because people don't understand fractions as well as they don't understand percentages. But what this boils down to is, you're not listening to me. So you're asking me for guidance.
Right. I'm giving you the guidance, but you're not even receiving it.
You're not listening to me, so you're asking me for guidance. Why would I give you more guidance? You didn't listen to the first thing I said. If you had done the first thing I said, you wouldn't be asking for this thing.
Right.
Because the first thing I said was, read the fucking instructions. They're right there. They're in your face. It's not a situation where this is a pop quiz. It's not a situation where this is days later and you don't have the instructions handy for some reason.
Oh, what if the dog ate their instructions?
That's hilarious because somebody said that. Not like somebody that was on my side complaining about them said that shit to somebody else. That shit was hilarious. And it's like, what are you talking about? Just read the fucking instructions. They're right in front of you. There's no... So Dawn had the great idea. She was like, you know what? Once we get a little bit further in this, I'm going to have a notebook, a loose leaf notebook at every desk that is going to have these instructions. So nobody can make the excuse that they don't have their instructions with them, that they can't find their instructions. No, it's sitting at the desk.
Yeah.
It's sitting at the desk. And honestly, generally, I would be against that. However, I see how hesitant they are to read the fucking instructions. So
wait a minute.
Removing all
read the instructions.
Here's the thing. I don't care. Removing the benefit of that is removing any potential excuse they can have. And I'm not even gonna get into. I was about to say something that I probably shouldn't say. So I'm not going to do that. But the next
something about IQ points or some such. But listen,
no, it wasn't that. Actually, it kind of wasn't that far off though. But I'm gonna leave it alone. So we went to the next place Thursday. It was just as easy as the second place we went to.
oh, damn.
Literally, they listened, they did the work, they looked at their instructions for the most part. I still have to say it a few times. Of course, I know I'm resigned to the fact that I'm going to have to remind people to look at their instructions. I know that. That's
Right.
not the issue. The issue is when we get 5, 10 times into you doing this process and you still aren't looking at your instructions.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you think you got it. You don't have it. You aren't comfortable yet.
you ain't it.
Right. Very simple.
You ain't it.
So there's still a so the third place just got it. One of the people I had to tell her to look at her instructions more, but she's an older lady. She's a part timer. I'm not really tripping off of her as much,
Right.
but it just went smoothly, very smoothly. The only thing that held us up is because like regular work shit got in the way, and
Right.
the office got a little busy a couple times. But other than that, no issues. Boom, boom, boom. And why the one there, the main agent there, she's been doing her tests.
Okay.
She's been doing her tests. I don't have any complaints. I have no reason to complain, and I'm fairly certain the difference. No, I'm not gonna say that. So while all this is going on, another thing, there are still a bunch of people who are crying about there not being as much paper. That is actually the most. I'm not going to get as animated about this as I am about the reading your fucking notes, because reading is fundamental and I don't understand.
Reading is fun to mental, but is it fun to mental?
Shut up. I'm not going to get as animated about this as that, but this annoys me so much more.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of people who are crying about there not being as much paper. They are used to so much paper being everywhere. So currently, this is the process that we're replacing. A prospect comes in the rental office and they're interested in a unit. The agent then goes and looks at what we call a drawer card. Basically, it's
Y'all playing Uno or some shit?
Shut up. Basically, it's a paper index card with info about the units on them.
Mm-hmm.
Then they find the available unit. Next, the agent pulls out a legal size sheet of paper, of carbon paper. So for people that don't know, in triplicate, people that don't know the white, yellow, blue, or whatever the case may be, different colors, so that when you write something, it bleeds through, so you have copies built in. That's what carbon paper is. Yes, I know people might not know that because it's an ancient technology. But anyway, that's what it is. So there's a legal size carbon paper that is the actual application, along with a packet that's about 20 sheets long. The prospect does the application, goes through the packet. The agent makes a copy of their birth certificate, a copy of their ID, a copy of their passport, a copy of their pay stubs, and probably like 3 to 4 other things. All of these things then go inside of a folder. That's at least 30 sheets of paper.
Right.
That is at least 30 sheets of paper. Every piece of paper in that process is eliminated in this new process. At least one person has complained about each of those pieces of paper being missing in this new process. All right, so when we finish, we're gonna print the application out and put it in the file? No. Why not?
Yo,
Why?
First of all, that no.
Because what are you talking about? Why do you want to print the application out and put it in the file? Well, if somebody, if what was the first response was, well, we got to know the name to the unit, right? The name to the unit. Said, well, no, the lease is still going to be going in that file.
Right.
Oh, okay. The lease will have their unit and it will have their name on it and it will have their signature on it. Cool. And it will have everybody that's supposed to live in that. Yeah, it has on that. All right, cool. All right, well, what if we need to know somebody's ID to match to the name? Then you go on the platform and you look at the ID that they uploaded.
Right. Right.
And my favorite response to that: what if the power goes out? Then you're not supposed to be at work. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yo,
and how often?
What if a meteor strike?
Right. How fucking often does that happen? There is one property whose power might go out every month or twice a month. That's not good. Though? That's not good. No, there's an issue with the electrical in that area of the city. That happens. Yes, absolutely. 100%. That's 1 out of 13 locations. Power doesn't just go out everywhere else.
No. See, you saying it wrong. That's the 13th location. It's bad luck.
Stupid. But I'm just saying, what the fuck do you mean? What if the power goes out?
That's a crazy ass. That's a crazy ass.
So this was initially a thing, and I took it back to my boss, and I told them that that's their biggest. And she said, if the power goes out, we're supposed to shut down the office. I said, oh. let me relay this to these people. So they asked this time, like, what if the power goes out? The power goes out, you're supposed to shut down the office. What? Well, we don't do. I know you don't do that. The vice presidents have said, if the power goes out, you're supposed to shut down the office. You choosing not to do that, I don't. That's between y'all and the vice presidents. Y'all got to reconcile. Yeah. I'm telling you what I was told by.
Yo, they're telling you to go home. Why would you go?
But in the event that you don't go home, right? Every other office on your side of town, everybody else that is a rental agent has access to your stuff. So you could put a sign on the door that is telling people to go to whatever the closest office to you is if they need to do stuff. B, well, no. A, put a sign on the door. 2,
yo, did you switch from A to 2? I hate you.
2, you cannot have that sign up and let them come in because there are still things until Rent Manager is completely up and running. There are still things that you can do outside of the platform. So sure, there might be things, but if something with that is required, you can call one of the other properties and have them check it for you.
Yo, the vice president said.
Yeah, no, they're supposed to go home. Listen, I don't got nothing to do with that though. Them not listening to the vice president is beyond me.
It's above you.
Yeah, I don't.
Above you now.
So you can call somebody else and get the information from them because their power is not likely to be out as well. There are ways around this. You guys are you're being obstructionists.
Do you realize that the only time I've ever heard someone referred to as that is in a political context and also in a legal context where the cops say you're obstructing the ability of police to deal.
Hey, listen. Yeah, I'm gonna call it like I said. Y'all are being obstructionists. You don't actually have these concerns because these things don't happen that often.
You just want to slow down the process right now.
Yeah.
And be obtuse.
Yeah. McKenna says, we've had internet/phone issues at my work, and I work remotely, so it particularly affects me. Still find workarounds, but we're a doctor's office. We have to. A realtor office, why do you need to stay? That part. Yeah. There is no reason for anybody to physically be in there. That is a necessity.
With the power
at any point in time. If there is an emergency that happens, we have an emergency line that we use for when the office is closed.
Just take your monkey ass home.
Just take your monkey ass home. And of course, you know the agents, they want to go home. It's the manager there that fights against that. But anyway.
Oh, got you.
Like the last time the power was off. Again, I'm not going to get into that. But like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They argued because at this particular location, the one that's giving me all the problems, The compromise that I made with them the first time around in training was, all right, y'all don't really have any units to rent. So, because you don't have any units to rent, you can't do applications because you don't have any units to rent.
Right.
Just work with me. I'm trying to get you to a good place where Galactus will have been satisfied and satiated, so won't pay attention to you measly morsels.
Measly morsels.
But no, they don't understand what I'm saying. And I'm not going to go out of my way to explain that because then that would be me being obstructionist. I'm not going to say to you that you don't have to do the job that you're supposed to do. No, I'm just going to keep reminding you, you don't have anything to rent. How are you going to do applications? You don't have anything to rent.
Your monkey ass home.
You don't have anything to rent. You don't have. All right. So, because of that situation, they are in a scenario where the new process, will only show units that are available, meaning they don't have a lease tied to them.
Right.
The problem with that is, before we went back out there the second time for training, they had 2 units, but they already have applications on them. But that doesn't mean anything in the new system because the new system hasn't had a chance to see it because they did that with the old system.
Right.
So this now became their complaint. Oh, well, these units aren't actually available, but they're available in here, so we can't really use this. No! It's only the case that they're available on here because they aren't moved into yet. Because you did that process outside of this system.
Right.
Once that is caught up, whether they are rejected or whether they move in, then the system will catch up. And then you won't have to worry about this ever again because you've started doing them on this system.
Right.
What are you talking about? Well, so what are we supposed to do if somebody move out and we know that the unit is empty, but the system don't know yet? You fucking wait. What do you mean? Like, what kind of question is that? What do you mean? What do you do? You wait because it's not available. How can you rent? It goes back to that first. You can't rent if you don't have any availability.
You got to start trolling them sometimes. Like when they ask stuff like that, just say, "Do push-ups." You do push-ups until like you gotta start trolling them.
The next time somebody asks me something dumb like that, I will absolutely say you do push-ups.
It's literally the shit I used to tell my kids when I would get. But I shouldn't need to have to tell you every transitional thing between this to that. So, good question. After you do some push-ups, and then when the noodles are ready, you take them off the stove. Fuck. What else you want me?
I don't have all the answers. I
ain't got the answers, Sway.
What do we do when it's not available yet on the system? Well, what do you do currently if you know that the rejection happened, but it hasn't gone through? What do you do now? Why would that be any different? What are we talking about? Why are you wasting my time?
You know what it remind me of? When I was in school, and we had a teacher, Mr. Sarkowski. Mr. Sarkowski was a dope-ass math teacher. But he had a million stories for your ass. Mm-hmm. And when we didn't want to do some of the work and we was trying to eat the time, you asked some questions. These questions are not really that relevant to anything that's supposed to be going on in that class.
Right.
And he would talk, oh, yeah, I remember when I was in Thailand. Keep going. Keep going. Look at the top. Keep going. Keep going.
You know what's funny? I'm the opposite of that. So I'm going to tell you, stop the bullshit and do what you're supposed to do. How about that? Oh, well, what if such and such and such and such is that? How often does that happen? No, seriously, tell me how often does that happen? Oh, well,
Yo.
it doesn't happen that often. So why are you
What if
worried about it?
What if an EMP goes off in the middle of the city and
Then you run for cover because there's potentially a bomb coming. Like,
hey, how about sometimes Batman and Bane have fights. They knock out the power grid.
mm-hmm,
The fuck?
you're right. Like,
What about sometimes people they go and try to steal the water supply. And Tony Baker
yeah,
said
all these irrelevant hypotheticals. Like, yes, these things are possible, but you can't correct for every possibility. That's just not. You can't. One thing I was always told when I was learning how to program, you cannot program away stupid.
That's true. That is a fact.
You can't. And that the translation here to not call them stupid publicly is you cannot account for every single individual possibility with programming.
True.
Or with planning. That's not how life works.
And also at jobs, right? One of the things that actually makes you valuable at certain jobs is your ability to freestyle. So when shit happens that's a little bit out of the norm from what usually happens, they like the employees that are able to think on their feet and do some other shit that really makes sense, but it can only be done by somebody who truly understands their job.
Absolutely.
If you understand every aspect of your job, when the unforeseen takes place, you always will have some sort of a contingency, even if it isn't perfect.
And the problem is, because of how rote works, it's sometimes hard to weed these people out. It's not always easy to know who really, really understands their job.
True.
You will see somebody who knows how to perform their job well.
Right.
But not that necessarily understands how to
and
do
those
job.
people, that's usually job specific.
Yes.
Like so if anything happens outside of that, they lost. Like
completely down the drain.
That understands the business, they understand the business. They can figure out things to do when their main thing is fucked up for whatever unique ass reason.
Yeah.
Right? They can figure something out. Because I've actually, like I said, I ran a crew, and I'm telling you, the ones among them that was good at that sort of shit, they were valuable. They understood not just what they did, but they had an understanding of the process, how all of this shit worked. So when something happens that's not usually supposed to happen, it's always them that will do the best thing they could do in that situation. Where the other motherfuckers stand around there with their thumb up their ass. I've seen it time and time again.
Mm-hmm. Like, and one of the people who had questions that actually weren't bad, but they weren't helpful, was Dawn. And I had to tell her, like, yo, stop asking these questions in front of these particular people, right?
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is still manning their idea that this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And they're legitimate questions. Ask me those questions still.
Right. Not them.
But not in front of them. They don't understand. Like, Dawn is one of those people who fully understands fundamentally her job. So she can pivot and she can adjust and all that other shit. They can't. So
they won't even read instructions.
That part. They won't even read what's on the fucking paper. So like, I try to tell her, like, yo, chill out. Like, these are valid and important questions to answer. And some of these questions lead to the process becoming more polished. Absolutely, yes. These are valuable questions. However, not in front of them.
Yeah.
They
never in front of them.
They already don't want to do this.
Yeah.
And you're just giving them more
by
reasons.
the way, is the other issue. Listen, there is a fine line between wanting or being incentivized to do something and also knowing whether you want to do it or not. This is your job. This is what you get paid to do. So it's in your best interest. I think it should be there should be a little bit of two things at once. It should be self-interest.
Yeah.
In the case of with me, when you work at a place, you really don't want to be there.
Right.
You'd rather be a million other places than there. But if something happens where you're down and you can't do what you're there to do, but you still have to be on the clock, that clock slows down because you're not doing anything. I would much rather be doing something and then look up and go, oh shit, 20 minutes is passed. Oh shit. That sort of shit. It's got to be a balance to that. So even if I'm not seriously and motivated for this particular thing, I have a motivation to do shit because it kills time, and the faster the time goes by for me, the better.
The better, absolutely the better. And if I happen to accomplish goals on the way, good job.
You get the benefit of your boss or the people that's in front of you seeing that as a good treat. So when raise time comes around, they reminded the fact, well, no, this person, they don't need to know that you're only doing it to kill time.
Right.
They don't need to know that. They just know that this is helpful when he does that.
That part. It's very simple. And it's like, they don't get it. They don't get it. And again, I wish I could say why on here. I have a theory. and I'm pretty sure it's right. I just can't say why on here. I just can't. But it's like, this isn't rocket science.
No.
This is not difficult. It might be. It actually won't even be tedious once you learn it.
Right.
It's tedious right now because you don't know it. So yes, I get that part, but it's not difficult. It's not complicated. It's steps. There are steps, sure. But if I actually broke down what you do now, there would be more steps.
Right.
So no, absolutely not. This is the way that things have to be done. This is what you need to do it. I don't have anything else for you. Like this is the way, the one true way.
This is the way.
Like do what you've been told to do.
Look. Side note as well. Just a quick. We're going into 2026.
We are in 2026.
Well, excuse me. We're in 2026.
Correct.
Listen, I have a bone to pick with Joe Biden. Yes, I know he's not president.
I love steaks with the bone in because they're more flavorful. They might be a little bit more tender.
Listen,
I appreciate you pointing out beef and bones to pick. Yeah.
Listen. Yeah. And listen. You were supposed to get that motherfucker out of the post office. The reason Trump put him there was to weaken the post office so they can privatize it. He was not there to make things better.
No.
Why am I saying this? Because I'm having too many incidents where we put packages to go the fuck out and we schedule it to go out.
Thanks.
And nobody comes and gets our fucking packages. Ooh. Which makes it infinitely harder for us to run businesses that we run out of this house. Listen, Biden, why did you keep him? Why didn't you fire him? When new presidents go in, they typically throw out the old staff and they put their own people in. That's what you were supposed to do. You left that motherfucker in place so he could still be here to fuck up my package.
No. What? That did not happen.
What?
He did not leave this motherfucker in place so that he can make it more difficult for you. That's not what happened.
What happened?
That's not what happenstance is what happened.
Listen, he didn't do what the fuck he was supposed to do, and he probably forgot.
That's likely.
Memory, but I don't understand how he forgot because it was a big deal when this guy got put in there. It was a big deal.
Yeah,
because everybody knew what the fuck he was there to do. They want to privatize that shit. But in the process of you leaving that fucking turd in place, and now you gone, he's still there. And he's still fucking up the post office. It is absurd and absolutely couple other things, because I know we getting close to just a couple. To Americans in general.
Yikes.
Right. Right. To Americans in general. A lot of stuff that y'all see happening now. You earned it. You earned it by not listening. There's always a canary in the coal mine. And when that canary dies, because it's gas that you can't outwardly smell in that motherfucker,
Yeah.
it's time to get everybody the fuck out, figure out a fix, something. The canary in the coal mine were black people.
Yeah.
We were telling you that there is an issue with law enforcement and how they view the public.
Yeah.
And it's easier for them to do that dumb shit to us because they know y'all don't give a fuck about us. So it's not going to be as much of a big deal internally. Maybe in public when we make noise, because we got to make noise, but internally, internal affairs don't give a fuck. None of them motherfuckers give a fuck. And that's a mentality. That's a mentality. But you thought it wouldn't affect y'all. There is a problem, and it's been a problem here. And it was earned from your inactivity when it came to solving that and being able to listen instead of going, oh, don't black people always complain. That's why this is one of the reasons we here. Now, to my community specifically, because we got a different set of challenges. First, let me tell you that fuck all that gaslight. You were right about everything. But more importantly, Fred Hampton, H. Rap Brown, Huey P. Newton, Malcolm X, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's right, I called him Honorable.
Sure.
Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, with some exceptions to some of his shit. They were all right about this place.
Yeah.
We didn't listen because we got comfortable. And part of it is conditioning.
Yeah.
We didn't listen. So now we're in this hour. It's 2026. And y'all see what the fuck going on. Hopefully. I even got to say hopefully now. Because some of y'all still whistling past the graveyard. And acting like this shit normal. It's just not normal. The people they're going to care about the least is you. So you got to care about you. Or more importantly, you got to care about us. Because there's a lot of shit that's about to go down this year. We 10 days in. 10 days in. And it is a fucking shit show erupting in various places in this country. If you don't think it's going to get worse, you're fooling yourself. And when shit starts to get like this, and you the low man on the totem pole, they will do unspeakable things to you. So what I'm saying to you is stop acting like this is all going to just go away. We would like for it to all just go away, but the odds are nah, B.
No,
it's not.
Not likely.
If there was ever a time you needed to be more militant-minded, it's now. Because they're not going to play with you. They don't see you and never has seen you the same as they see themselves.
Correct.
This system has always seen you as a commodity from the first time they kidnapped your ancestors and brought them over here. Commodity. Something to be sold based on whatever value they think it has. And once they wring that rag of all the value, they're going to toss that shit in the trash. Now, everybody not going to say it, but somebody got to say it. It's time to take some shit serious. No, I am not suggesting that we do the dumbest shit ever and run a risk of you getting fucked up in the game. But at the same time, if they come in anyway, they don't care what you do. They have a purpose. They have the intention. So if they coming to get you anyway, you might as well wild out. Do not be deceived by all the other stuff that you might hear or see from other people. Some of the stuff these people are saying will benefit them, not you. We spent a lot of time over here doing all the stuff that we could do. And me and SBJ had talked about this a little while ago this week.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff about, hey, I was the first black to do this. Stop it, B. Stop it. It didn't really have value as evidenced by what's happening now. When you look back at it, we were always going to end up here. We were always going to end up here. The moment this government did not want to truthfully address what the fuck happened and start gaslighting, we were always going to end up here. Lace your boots up. Get an escape plan from whatever city you in with some shit starting crazy. Know the routes. Prepare. Because that's what we doing.
Yeah.
That's what we doing over here. And now, wherever this message goes out to whoever it goes out to,
Mm-hmm.
whoever hears it, you can't say somebody didn't say it.
Yeah.
Just saying. I'm done. I'm done. Ass.
Yeah, what else do I have? Yeah.
Yo.
So these are going to be used.
Yo. Oh, one other thing too.
Mhm.
Projections.
Oh,
Provided everything doesn't go to completion.
leaving on a jet plane, and I don't know if I'll. Okay, never mind. Y'all get the gimmick. Y'all get the gimmick.
Listen, Majesty platform will be launched this year.
Launch.
If you want to see some of the features of the functions and all that other stuff, make sure you check out the office hours.
Yeah.
Because Graydon constantly has it shown up there. Some of the features with the things it can do and all of that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Should have a Kickstarter around March.
Mm-hmm.
But it's dope. If you want to be part of a beta launch, we're going to soon have a way for you to be able to sign up so you can check it out yourself. It's going to be dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this year, we got a lot more content. Got more writers this year than we had before. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out. Christopher Colburn is working on the second issue of Singularity. SPJ has IP, actually, that he like completely redid for somebody else, right? And stuff that he's got just his own. Esha has her stories and all that stuff too. She's currently writing something within the Entropic history or whatever. Like, there's a lot of cool shit that's about to take place in 2026, provided we don't blow ourselves and the whole world up this year. So let's keep our fingers crossed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when is I guess Chrissy ain't gonna be doing, when is how they gonna do a show?
Nigga.
Yeah. It's gonna be a minute.
No idea. No idea. They were supposed to do one for Christmas, but that didn't happen.
That fell through.
Yeah.
All right, well,
And I don't next time, who knows?
All right.
Yeah,
well,
who knows?
Anyway, we want to wish you guys, like I said, a happy new year again. Everybody do what you need to do to protect you and yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
We wish you all success and good luck. And
good luck.
For my man SBJ,
you
Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater Multi-World Entertainment family. We are out.
Peace.